Look at that. Look at this, guys. Do you know what? I love our artwork, I gotta say. But, guys, welcome to the 14th PJ podcast. And I have some amazing guests on right now that are whispering and trying to set me up here. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch them on anyway. So this podcast actually specifically specified around Women's History Month in general. So we've got some amazing creators on right now, and I'm just going to put them on the spot. They are the lovely Curly, Alison, Miss Van Dams, Molly Berry here joining me today, who have been whispering the whole time in the background that yes,
oh my god,
I can't hear you.
We weren't sure if you could hear us.
Oh, I can hear you. It's just like, if they started to whisper, oh my god, they have
whispering.
Like, imagine having a professional introduction for a podcast. Who does this? We're so sorry. Imagine.
And then you have like four ladies in the background just going like, Queenie, you're amazing. Hello. We love you. Hello. Queenie.
Perfection. Perfection. You can tell some people have been on this already before, or at least have known me for a while, and they're like, it's fine, it's all good. This is what Queenie is. It's all right. It's fine.
Unbelievable.
But I mean, I suppose it's like half professional, half not. Like, it's very chilled. Like, I don't really do crazy professional, but it's been getting better slowly, more professional-ish. Haven't swore too much, so that's good.
I think that's professional.
Yeah, that is
very professional. It is professional.
Wearing pajamas and onesies is professional.
Exactly.
Everyone should do it.
Exactly. Perfection. Although I don't think everybody can wear their pajamas in the podcast, because some people, I actually had somebody ask and saying, I don't have pajamas. I don't own pajamas. I sleep naked. And I was like, well, you can't come on the podcast. Can you? So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
It was a guy, by the way, that asked that, like saying, I don't wear
Of course
pajamas.
it was.
You can't come on it naked, no. But we'll do a slight intro then. If you haven't been here before, this is the 14th PJ podcast, and somehow we're on number 14 without something going wrong. So that's always good. But today we have some really amazing guests. We have Curly, Miss Van Dams, Molly, and of course Alison as well. Now, if you don't know any of these streamers, hi at this point, but Extra Smart Podcast, make sure you go over and follow, and every single one has their own commands. You can check them through the socials. But what we're going to do, we're going to take turns and everybody can introduce themselves. And Curly, you can go first as you're on the left side, so go ahead. Introduce yourself. Where to find you?
I feel so honored that I'm at your left hand side. I'm just gonna reach out to the side and be like, okay. Anyway, I'm sorry, I've had a day. I'm Curly. I'm actually a former ballet dancer, and I started streaming, and I do a lot of first-time playthrough streams. So anywhere from Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate 3, Project Zomboid, pretty much across the platform of whatever I want to stream. But right now I kind of really have a hard focus on RPGs because I'm a big story junkie. So even within Elden Ring, I'm hardcore lore hunting and I love every minute of it. But yeah, no, so I'm really excited to be here, and thank you guys so much for having me back.
All on keyboard and mouse, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not you. No. Okay, no, we're not gonna get into this again.
Oh my god.
You do not play Elden Ring on keyboard and mouse. You need a controller, Queenie.
I'm gonna get you next. By the way, I have loads of them. I have like 20 controllers, all really cool stuff, but I don't use them. They're there for like, they look cool. They just look really cool. So I'm like, yeah, they're great. They're all different ones. But no, I only use controller for Fall Guys. I don't use it in Rocket League. I don't use it in Elden Ring. I just don't know how you use it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Same. I don't use a controller, but I wouldn't be averse to trying it. It's just, yeah, never had.
I can't. I suck at it. I did truck sim without a controller.
Without? I have a wheel.
Without a controller.
With a mouse and keyboard.
I have a whole wheel set up for that.
That's amazing.
I wish that was a good idea. Mr. Dams, would you like to introduce yourself, your channel, anything else you would like to, say, or where to find you? Go ahead.
Me? Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Vic, or Miss Van Dams. I am a former opera singer, believe it or not, and turned streamer as a result of the pandemic. And here we are. I'm full time. I do a lot of survival crafting, simulation type games, try to foster a inclusive space. do a lot of multiplayer games, run servers for my community, all that kind of thing. We were playing Ark Survival Evolved today. Been playing a lot of Nightingale. I know Queenie has been playing a lot of Nightingale as well recently. Stardew Valley, all of the good stuff, pretty much. Yeah, I think that's it.
Didn't know you're a former opera singer. Have you ever tried to do that
Yeah,
on
that's
Twitch?
really cool.
Does that even work on Twitch?
Well, I tried to sing once, and I think I deafened my community. Because when you sing on stage as an opera singer, you are not kind of mic'd like you are if you were just singing like a pop concert, or if you were even doing musical theatre. You're not mic'd in the same way at all. So yeah, you kind of rely a lot on either the acoustics from the building that you're singing in, but also your own bodily acoustics as well. So I don't tend to do it very often anymore on stream. No, it tends to scare people.
I was about to say, it'd
That's
be
kind of
very
unfortunate.
unique. Yeah, that'd be very unique, right? That'd be something that nobody else would be able to do.
I
That'd be
don't
cool.
know. I don't think I've seen any opera singers on Twitch. I'm sure they exist
haven't.
somewhere though. They must do.
I don't know. Ever since Twitch sings, there hasn't been many singers at all, really, because it's gone now.
Yeah,
Just-
no, it is difficult. Even kind of singing classical music, I should imagine, will probably break some copyright thing here or there.
That's true. That's true. I didn't think about it that way. That's really cool, though. I can't believe you switched over from that. Do you still do opera singing?
No, I do a little bit of classical singing, kind of choral singing as well, but not really in a professional context anymore. But I kind of found that there were so many transferable skills to streaming using your voice, just in a very different way, entertaining, that kind of thing. It ended up suiting me way more, actually. So yeah,
That's freaking
decided to
amazing.
stick to this. Yeah.
That's really freaking cool. I gotta say, that's definitely something unique. I've heard like a lot of people from like different backgrounds, even like people who are, I suppose, scientists and stuff. But I've never heard of a streamer who used to be an opera singer. That's the first time. That's really cool. Really freaking cool. Definitely a different one, but also the fact that you're using your voice quite a lot makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, you wouldn't lose it very quickly, considering you've been like actually trained on how to
Yeah.
use your vocals. That's really cool.
It definitely
Really
helps.
cool.
Yeah, 100%.
That's definitely amazing. So would you
Tisha.
like to go ahead, Molly, and introduce yourself, your channel, and where to find
Oh
you?
yeah. Hi. Thank you. First of all, thank you for having us, Queenie. It's so cool to get like together with all
Yeah,
of
thank you.
ladies. It's
Sorry, I
really,
didn't say
really
thank
cool.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No,
super
thanks
super
for-
rad.
Thanks for joining.
How
I
dare you,
am I am gonna surprise everyone here and let you guys know that I am not a former dancer or opera singer. I know that comes as a surprise.
Unbelievable. Truck driver,
know.
though, right?
Yeah, truck driver for sure. Actually, my father was a truck driver, so basically I'm a professional truck driver. No, but I actually started my Twitch journey in I met the Justin TV at 2007 Podcast and New Media Expo in Ontario, California, whatever that was. I was a podcaster back in the day before anybody did it, and nobody knew what it was, and you had to explain to people it's like a radio show, but it's like pre-recorded and it's on this RSS feed. But I podcasted about Women of Warcraft, or World of Warcraft. Actually, it was called Women of Warcraft. But anyway, so I started Twitch after I lost my job during COVID. So I was an airline manager at the time in San Francisco. So I changed gears. I laid in bed depressed for 2 months. And then I was like, you know what? Let's take a chance to do something creative and kind of make something out of this, horrible situation. And so, yeah, I took a chance to kind of come into my own and become myself for the first time in my adult life, doing something in my professional, as a professional, kind of really allowed to be myself now fully for the first time, which is really empowering and amazing and awesome. And now I'm with the Twitch Women's Guild. I'm a mentor. I foster just positivity, but like not toxic positivity, because that sucks, but like like just positivity and kindness and queer affirmation. And yeah, that's what we do. Play lots of video games, obviously. I'm a gaming creator. So Molly Berry, twitch.tv/Molly Berry.
Perfect. We have, I normally ask everybody what socials, but I just went and did them really
You did them.
quickly.
That's so
Yeah,
nice.
that-
Thank
that-
you.
No, you've
That
done the
should work.
things.
So yeah, I was like, okay, I'll just do that as quick as possible, and hopefully that'll be the right ones. But yeah, it looks like it all
Yeah.
works really well. But honestly, I can't remember how did we find each other through the Twitch Women's Alliance as well, Molly, or was it?
I
from
feel
the game?
like maybe it was the Alliance before the Women's Guild started, maybe even. There was a couple of us active back there, but it wasn't really obviously what the Twitch Women's Guild is now today. I mean, it was
Yeah.
the impact of the current TWG is just like above and beyond what the shadow of the
The
effect.
previous one.
Mm.
The alliance, the alliance before is now the guild, and
Mhm.
it's a lot better, a lot freaking better.
So cool.
Definitely, I think it's
Yep.
obviously run by. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I was worried there. I heard an alert, and I was like, "Is it coming up?" Because I turned them all off. But yeah, it's a lot better because it's run, for creators by creators, which is a lot better because it's then you've actually got the experience of all those different creators to be able to help. As opposed to people who've never streamed, so it really freaking helps. It really does. So I definitely agree. Like it's nice to be able to jump in and speak to other creators who've been through similar things. It's definitely a lot
so
better.
it's beyond. It's so cool. Yeah.
Oh my god, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Agree with that. Would you like to go, Alison? Would you like to go next? We're
Yes.
behind you about your channel. Go ahead.
Yeah, Queenie, thank you so much for having me. I'm Allison. I joined Twitch in January of 2021 to watch people play Zelda Breath of the Wild. My cousin was playing it over the holidays, and I kind of got hooked. And for about a year, I was watching streamers and I was moderating for over 10 streamers. So I kind of saw the behind aspects of it. And I was watching Zelda and a lot of Animal Crossing. So I bought my Switch to play Animal Crossing and Zelda, and I started streaming a year later. I was in grad school. That is my cat Julia, who makes an appearance on stream every day.
So cute. Get a kitty.
Yep, she was here and now she's wandering around. But yeah, I started streaming in February of 22. And so I just celebrated 2 years, and I play a lot of cozy games. So Animal Crossing, The Sims. My background is in architecture, and I did do competitive dance for 11 years. So I got a little dance, love singing, not opera. Even though I try to, I feel like it sometimes, even though I'm not. But yeah, I play a lot of Sims, teach my community a lot of architecture things. I kind of geek out, nerd out. But right now I'm hooked on Stardew with the new update. So been playing a lot of Stardew, but yeah, we're cozy, chaotic, and I'm definitely unhinged. I say some crazy things. But yeah, so I've been doing this for about 2 years, but I've been on the platform for 3. So I'm a little newer, but I love it. And now I do this full time. I actually quit my job at an architecture firm last month because it was super toxic. So I'm trying to teach my community that it's okay to leave toxic situations and pursue other things and really stand up for yourself and stick up for women in architecture, for sure. So that's kind of my thing.
Well done, by the way, for leaving them as well at that point, because it's like, as far as I'm aware, architecture is very male dominated, isn't it?
It is. Only 23% are women.
That is freaking tiny. That's absolutely freaking tiny. I only know one person that's an architect. That's a woman over here, and it's
Okay.
She's a twin. So one of them went into construction.
Okay. Yeah.
And the other one went into architect, and they said to me like it's so hard for them like dealing with some of the things that are said to them, and I was like, couldn't be that bad, could it? And they were started telling me stories, and I was like, oh my god, man! Like some of the things that were said to them. It's completely understandable. It's like, well, it's not worth your time, right? You're like, okay, I don't want to deal with that. It's not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It can be exhausting. And my community saw me go through a lot. They've been with me through grad school and this past job, and they really hold my hand.
Oh,
And
that's very
help
sweet. I
me.
can see the hearts in chat. That's
I
very
know.
nice.
Hi.
Aw.
Thank you guys.
It's
So
like a
sweet.
little love falling. That's a really
adorable.
good idea. That's really sweet. Like some little balloons as well, isn't it?
So cute.
So cute.
Ah, they're
Oh,
very
feel the
good.
love.
They're gonna make me cry.
Oh.
I
That
think
is
it's
very
really
sweet.
sad. There's like a lot of male-dominated fields like
Mhm.
that who has that. So somebody on the platform who talks about those things is so important.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm trying to stick up, me, myself, and I, for the women in architecture here on
Awesome.
Twitch. So
Aw, that is freaking awesome.
Love
Actually, someone
that.
just said to me, I'm actually quiet, so I'm just going to move my mic closer to me in case case they're like everybody else loud in the row. It could be just me talking very lowly. So sorry about that, but thank you, Buck. I appreciate it. Good job, dude. What we'll do is, so we sort of answered like one. Some people have already answered this in general. If you haven't answered it, you're welcome to answer this. But what made you get into gaming and Twitch streaming? Obviously, sort of. I think Alison and Molly sort of answered that. Curly, I don't think you did.
I didn't. Okay. So I actually I didn't start streaming and I haven't even celebrated 2 years on Twitch yet. I don't celebrate 2 years on Twitch until May. So I'm like a baby streamer. I didn't even actually get onto the platform until 2022. So it's just been I'm like a very big baby streamer. So I started off because I'm still a full-time data scientist, but outside of that, I was also a professional dancer. I did ballet. I did a lot of ballet for different companies, and I got a brand new job. I was really excited for it. But my job required me to move halfway across the country to a brand new place, away from my family, away from everything. And with that resulted in, when I tried to find a place to actually dance and perform, I couldn't find anything. Everything around here, like they had stuff, but I couldn't do it because they had rehearsals during the work day for the place that I moved to. And it just became impossible for me to be able to do that. So instead, I was a friend, my husband actually was the first person who started streaming on Twitch, which is how I got on Twitch. And so then I was like, somebody was just like, oh, you have that performance element, kind of like how Vic said, like a lot of her own performance elements came into it. Same for me, a lot of my own performance elements came into it. And I was like, you know what, I'll give it a try. And I loved it. I loved just being goofy, being able to be myself, being weird, being chaotic, just talking with people, getting to know more people, creating relationships on this platform that really matter a lot. And then when I moved, I was in such a state of depression because I couldn't perform anymore. And I was like, well, now what's the point of dance if I can't perform? It was a very dark place for me, and Twitch was there for me through it a lot. Yeah, it was really nice. Yeah. So it's what's kept me. I love the community that I've built from all of this, and the wonderful, amazing people that I've met through everything.
Heck yeah.
And of course the curls, because I know they're telling you off for the wig the other day. They're like, no, you can't wear that.
My God. But then the worst part was, after you left, they literally were like, no, put the wig back on.
Oh my God.
Can't win.
You can't win.
I can't win. I can't win.
I don't think I've seen the wig.
Oh, I wear wigs because I do a lot of cosplays. So I wear wigs.
Oh,
sometimes for
okay.
cosplays. Yeah. Yeah. There's a clip for it. Oh God. Of course there's a clip for it.
This channel's obsessed with wigs, so don't. They'll start. We rated somebody. We rated a streamer who is actually a music streamer.
Oh,
no, it
yeah,
wasn't. Not
was
this
like,
time.
This happened to me. No, this happened when you rated me.
Oh.
Everyone was like, she wears wigs. She's got wigs.
Oh, you mean that? Yeah. When I read people for the first time, they go over and tell stories.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wear wigs. I have fake eyes, fake glass eyes that I take out every night, and I listen to Chinese opera. So they go over and just tell random stories. So it wasn't that one. It's more of, oh God, what was I gonna say? Is there? Okay, yeah. So I went over to a music streamer I rated from Twitch Women's Alliance, and she said, I do requests. What would you like? Right? So I wasn't here for this because I went and got a drink. And the mods and the subs asked, like, can you do, Purple Rain, but change it to Purple Wig? They did that. She did that. So.
Oh my God. No,
she sang it.
So right by my closet, right by me, I have my closet that's filled with my cosplays, and I literally have a good 10 wigs in there because of the different cosplays that I do.
So
but
fun.
I swear, every single time I wear a wig, my chat's always like, "Where's the curls? We've been lied to."
I suppose, yeah. I mean, you've got the curl in the background for the neon sign. It's always there.
Do you know what the funny part is?
I
Actually didn't put this up because of Curly. I originally had put this up because I thought it was a cool design.
That's
That's cool.
It's right on brand.
I like it.
It was total accident, and I was like, whatever, it's cool.
Subconsciously always curly. There you go.
I mean, I guess your eyelashes are curling. So
Yeah.
screw, like,
That's
there you go,
true.
chat. Get wrecked.
Mhm.
Chat.
That's true.
So
That's
there.
true. I do get a lot of questions about If your name is Curly, do you have curly hair?
Yeah.
The collective sigh is exactly what I feel.
Like Roni.
Mhm.
Happy little accident. Did anybody else not answer that then in their actual answer? Miss Madams, did you?
How we
I think you
got here.
did.
How we got here? I kind of did. It was.
Yeah.
I've been on the platform just over 3 years, and it was kind of as a result of the pandemic because a lot of music, well, most music work just dried up. I only had one gig throughout the pandemic, and that was just a weekly thing, and I just needed a creative outlet, and I already loved gaming, and that was just something I did as a hobby. And I saw a friend of mine who was streaming. I used to hang out in her stream. I was like, hey, maybe I could give this a go just for a hobby for the time being, just to kind of pass some time, stop going a little bit crazy. And yeah, I just kind of took to it. It was a great way for me. I'm actually very socially awkward. So it was a really nice way to socialize and to meet people in a situation that felt kind of less pressurizing to me in a way, and to kind of connect with people who had lots of, similar interests as well, and interests which I often didn't necessarily share with my work colleagues or other friends necessarily. So it was just, a great way to connect people, like Curly was saying, kind of using those skills that you pick up as a performer in a way. Loads of transferable skills. And I still do. I don't really do much singing now. Like, the other issue was I had a health issue with my throat. I have a bizarre kind of throat condition where my larynx kind of involuntarily spasms, which obviously makes singing very difficult. It can make speaking difficult sometimes as well. But I found that my community have been really understanding of that, and it's just a lot easier for me as well to be able to have a completely flexible work schedule. So I just kind of took to it, and I went full time. Last year I was kind of doing on and off bits of work, kind of admin here and there, and decided to kind of give it a go. And it's been a whole year now, full time.
Am I the only one
Wow.
here who isn't full
Congrats.
time?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
just
Everybody's
went
full-time?
full-time, but yeah.
There you go. It's just you.
Oh,
So you have spending money. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One is extra.
Wait, you can buy groceries?
Wait.
Crazy.
Sounds amazing.
Wow.
I think it just depends, right? Because I think full time is pretty tough, but also you gotta have because it's stressful when you go full time. So it just depends on what you want to do. If you're somebody who wants to always be financially stable, full time might not be a good idea, because it's every month is different.
It's crazy.
So it's a good and a bad thing, but I've always said to people, if you're gonna go full time, be prepared for the worst. Be prepared for the freaking worst. At least have something saved up before you do, or have a bit of a backup plan where if it's gonna go wrong, because it could, something could happen to your setup, and you at least have to have a couple months where you've got something as a backup so that you're not completely screwing yourself
For
over.
sure.
But at the same time, I do think it's a bit different for where I live going full time, and where some of you guys might live. Because if you live in an expensive city, I know I've heard the rent in the US is insane. So it depends on where you live, if it's even possible, I think, streaming wise. So that's what I find. It depends on where you live and how easy it is, and the size of your channel does definitely matter. But I've seen people on 2,000-3,000 viewers not being able to go full time where they live, because they live in a really expensive area of San Francisco and stuff like that. And you're like, okay, I get it. You definitely can't. So they still have their 9 to 5 and they stream 4 or 5 hours a day or something extra. So
There's
it's
so many factors that go into it.
There really, really are. I know from a perspective of somebody who doesn't go full time, it's really hard to find that balance as well, from a financial standpoint, as well as just your sanity's sake, from having to work and then stream, because it can get really exhausting.
Yeah. I did that for today. Actually, I'm streaming 9 years, and the first year and
Woohoo!
2-3 months.
Congratulations.
I know.
Wow.
I'm old.
Let's go.
I'm old, and the first year and couple of months, we did work full time and then stream at the same time. We streamed mine was random shift work, so it was never consistent. And Simon was 9 to 5, so his was working in a cleric hospital type of role. So we hardly got to see each other. So we took up streaming for that reason. not really for it to go anywhere. And then we realized, okay, after a while, it was getting somewhere. And to actually pick up on what I think, who was it? It was Alison saying about the toxic workplace type of thing. I gave my work notice even before I got partnered. I said to them, like, doing this thing called streaming. It's it's doing pretty well. We didn't expect it to. It was just a hobby. So I want to cut my hours down, and they wouldn't let me. They said nope. I was like, but you let somebody else cut their hours down who had a kid. And it's like, yeah, but don't be ridiculous. Your career's here. And I was like, I don't think it is. It's you only pay me slightly above minimum wage. I'm in a manager type of job, but it's not that crazy. I'm not earning that much. Like, it's not really a big deal. And then they became a bit toxic on it and started making my hours even worse than before, and putting pressure. And then one day I just came in and just said, here's my notice. I'm not doing the 2 weeks. So we do whatever the hell you like, but I ain't doing it. So you can try and force me to, but I'm not showing up. That's it. And just went and got a part-time job on weekends. But for that year and a half, the full-time hours and randomly not being able to do anything, and then 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. streaming was killing me. So I was like, it's just not worth the stress at that point. But yeah,
I feel like, don't you feel like you can also, I think when you're trying to balance it, because if you want to have like a quality production and put good energy into your stream and your community, like I feel like it's so much to balance that mentally, emotionally, physically. Yeah,
it really, really is. It's a lot to balance, and
Exactly.
I'm sure Allison could. I feel like we all can talk about it because of the fact that there was at least some point when we probably all had to do work and full time and stream, and it's a lot. It's exhausting.
Yeah, I think that's the reality for a lot of people on Twitch, a lot of women on Twitch as well. People who maybe stream part-time, they have a full-time job, maybe they have a family as well, and thinking about how to balance all those things, it could be very challenging.
Yeah, at the very beginning, I was a full-time grad student. I worked full-time and I streamed. I don't know how I did it.
Oh my God.
I seriously don't, because now that I'm streaming full-time, I'm like, wow, like this is so much better. And I can actually focus on streaming, and now that I don't work at that job anymore, my community's like, oh my God, you just look like so much happier, and your energy is just like so much better. I'm like, man, was it really bad before? But it's crazy how much it affects you and balancing everything, and it's a lot.
Makes total sense. When did you quit? Because I've known you for quite some time now, right? So
just a month ago.
Yeah. Do you know what? I was gonna say I did notice that too. To be honest, I went in the other day and you were like literally, like over. I think like more overjoyed than you normally are. You were happy before, but like you're definitely like sort of radiating like this is great. Like overly hyped and energetic. That's obviously why. Like you just got rid of the I suppose the dead weight before, wasn't it?
Because that's dark cloud looming over me pretty much. All of my coworkers are my community members and they're lovely. So
God. So cool.
You find the right balancing act. It sounds perfect.
Eventually I'll go back to architecture, but right now I'm just enjoying it while I can and very grateful.
Can you start your own business of it?
You can when you're licensed. So I'm working towards my licensure right now, and you have to have a certain amount of hours, and you have to take the ARE exams. There's 6 or 7. So once you pass all of those and you become licensed, then you can start your own practice. Yeah. So it's an option for me, but I'm still have some time before I ever want to do that. But
that's quite nice. I mean, that would be something that would avoid everybody who cause you issues in the end. If you ever have like a passion of it, you're like, okay, do you know what? I'll start my own.
Start your own. Yeah, it's definitely a possibility, and I do want to get licensed. But right now I'm just focusing on streaming, and especially since I have the opportunity to actually explore it full time, because for the last 2 years I haven't. So it's been really fun, and I've streamed like every day this month. It's kind of crazy. I'm like, ooh, maybe I should take breaks. So I don't get like burnt out, but I just enjoy it too much.
You could do a break command.
The break.
There you go. Yeah. Like I don't know, a channel points, a break command. I've seen some people do that.
Take an AFK time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mods
Yeah.
just show up in chat with like the stabby emotes.
Yeah, they do. I see them do that a
Don't,
lot.
don't
They're
say
like,
that. Mine will
"Arr."
too. Mine are in the chat. Don't tell them. don't get any ideas.
So speaking of which,
I-
then, what,
I just
What
have
will
my
do is
husband who
then-
reminds me to take breaks.
That's good.
Yeah.
oh, that works. That works. I have very angry mods that threaten me and then send me stupid gifts. So yeah,
Yep.
it's the same.
Yeah, they are with their knives.
I,
Get
I
out
always
of
know
here.
when I need to take my break because I have a moderator that wakes up and comes in exactly an hour and a half after I started stream. And as soon as she comes in, I'm like, right, it's my time to go get a
Oh.
coffee now.
Time.
Bye.
You're cute.
That's so sweet.
That's it. That's funny.
So we're sort of getting the questions a teeny bit, but we'll actually start with Alison then. So how do you prepare for stream, physically or mentally or whatever? Because obviously, I understand you've been streaming like every day this month. So how do you prepare for that then? Like, what's your routine? Like, is there anything you need to do every single day? Like, do you just set up your setup, or like, what way do you go through your like
Yeah.
preparation for it?
Yeah, so in the mornings, I stream in the mornings and in evenings because I didn't want to like completely 180 my community for my schedule because they were so used to coming to me after work. And so I kind of split up my schedule where I'm like half in the morning, half at night now. And at night, I feel like I'm spending the whole day hanging out with all my friends and their streams, and then I kind of take like an hour beforehand to kind of get in my zone, if you will. And so that's like when I get ready for the day. I'm usually reading beforehand too. I'm a huge reader, so like I'll read, kind of clear my mind, and just kind of chill. And then I have like all of my programs that I get set up. I've pretty much just put everything in my stream deck, so with buttons I can just open everything I need, and I kind of got it down where I only need to be here at my computer like 10 minutes before, and then I'll just kind of set everything up. In the mornings, I'm a morning person. I like waking up early. I'd much rather stream in the morning since I'm just more awake, and I feel like I just get so tired. I hit like an afternoon wall. I always have to take a nap. And I was always like that at work too. Like it's like 2:30, 3. I'm like, all right, I need like a pick me up. And so I'll make like a little fancy drink. Like I'll have like a little poppy or something. And I always have my Stanley. That's kind of my thing. I love my Stanleys. I think I have 14 of them.
Oh, that's so fun.
I'll get my Stanley for the day. I'll choose my outfit. I love dressing up for streams, and it just makes me feel good. And but I've pretty much gotten everything down to a T on how I set things up. And yeah, I get my water, have my little snacks. I do take snack breaks because I get hangry and then I get
Same.
shaky. And I'm always like that. Like I tell my community, I'm like, ooh, I need to go grab a snack. And that's what I've learned in the last 2 years. Like it's okay to leave your computer and leave your stream going for a little bit if you need to go grab a snack, get a drink, take a break. Like they're not going to leave, you know, or even if they do, they'll come back, you know. So trying to get into that mental state is really helpful too, and definitely helps me knowing that. But I don't know, I get it down and just have my few programs in. But it's different, like if you have a lot of widgets and stuff on your streams and OBS, like prepping all of those and getting all your programs, it can be a lot. But I don't do too much. I'm just me. I just kind of show up, and if anyone wants to show up, awesome. We'll figure it out as we go.
How do you pick games then? So for example, like, do you have like a schedule for every single day for the games you want to play, or do you just like sort of pick whatever suits?
Yeah, so for about 1.5 years, I only streamed Animal Crossing. So I was an
Oh, wow.
Animal Crossing streamer. Yeah, that was it. So that really helped my growth too, streaming the same thing at the same time every single week. And then I just recently started doing variety, which was really scary to switch and start playing other games because, you know, people would be like, oh, you're not playing this game anymore, and they would leave. But I kind of had to trust myself and my content and kind of change what I liked because your interest can change. And I wanted to play new games and maybe branch out a little bit. And I'm so glad I did. But taking that leap is really scary. But I have like a Discord and I put out my schedule every week. But I always tell myself, like, if it changes, that's fine. You know, if I say I'm going to play The Sims, but I want to play Stardew, my community usually is just like, sure, because a lot of them aren't there, which I'm really grateful for the game. They're there for me. which is really special. So yeah, so I have like a core set of games now that I can rotate out, but they're all kind of relatively the same. Even though I really want to try Elden Ring, Curly, I really do.
You should try it, except for not
keyboard
on a
and
keyboard and mouse.
No.
Yeah, well, I have a friend who plays on keyboard and mouse. They may or not be in the chat. Don't want to call them out. I don't know how he does it, but yeah, I'm gonna need a controller. I'm gonna need a controller for that, but I would love to
Not
start playing.
sponsored, but this beautiful Xbox controller.
I need that. Definitely.
That is a very beautiful Xbox controller.
I know.
That's
As soon as
pretty.
I saw it, I ordered it.
Yeah,
Very
I'm
pretty.
gonna need one. I'm gonna need one, but I don't know. I have like the same set of games, and yeah, it wasn't. But jumping to variety was really hard, and I don't know if any of you other ladies have any advice or anything on that for variety, because it can be scary. Going to
I think it's
that.
scary
Yeah.
for sure, but I
Yeah.
think you're right. Especially if you're thinking about longevity on this platform. I think variety is really important for yourself as well, and so that you don't burn out on one particular game.
Yeah.
But also for growth as
Exactly.
well, because as long as you're kind of as long as you have like a formula for yourself or a niche for yourself, which it sounds like you have, like you're going to be able to grow. You're going to be able to find new audiences. Whereas I mean, I streamed Dark Survival Evolved solidly for almost a year, and it was only until recently where I started to really branch out into other things. And in that time, it was great because I got partnered off that game. And like you said, Alison, like you have this this schedule where you're showing up at the same day, the same time, playing the same thing, and people get on board with that. They know you're going to be there in that category. But it even
Yeah.
got to a point with such a big game like Ark where I felt I almost sucked up anyone who I was going to suck up in that category, kind of thing. I was like, okay, well, how can we get some new folks in here too? But how also can I keep my existing community engaged in what I'm doing? And it's
Right.
great to have people there for you. It's awesome. It's such a great feeling. But yeah, in reality, there are some people who will drop off because you're playing a different game. I think that's always going to be inevitable. But as long as you're not doing anything that's like wildly different, I think it works. And it sounds like you've got that kind of mapped out.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to mirror off of kind of some of Vic's points that she already said. I've jumped around from game to game to game to game to game, and I've had a lot of people ask me how have I done it, because of the fact that I don't really have like a large drop when I go from a new game to a new game. So a lot of people I've had people come to me and ask me, how do you do it? And similar to Vic's point, you have to stay in I would say stay in a category or in something that's almost parallel as you're testing out these new categories, because then you're going to get people excited.
Mhm.
Do I do that all the time? Oh no. Oh no, I do not. But I do think that it's very useful to, especially when you're starting to branch into some of these things, to be able to have something that's parallel to it. You know, if you're playing stuff like Fallout, then maybe switch over to like, I don't know, something comparable like Cyberpunk, or something in that kind of realm of an RPG, but outside of the Bethesda realm. So that way you can kind of switch over there. From Cyberpunk, you can even leverage off of Witcher, which is a fantastic game. It's in the same category, has a different feel to it. And even from that, you can take that. And that's very similar to a lot of Souls games, one could say, because it has that vibe and that kind of action vibe. So it's kind of a nice way to switch from different games, is to have that parallel path almost.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I'm trying to do now with like Sims, Stardew, Animal Crossing. Like it's still all in the same kind of cozy design world that I love, but I'm gonna play Elden Ring one day, and that's why I have an alt channel.
Elden Ring is great, 10 out of 10 recommend. I'm doing my first playthrough ever, except for not on keyboard and mouse.
It's a real sticking point for Curly.
Can't believe it.
Just to clarify, I do use a controller.
Wow, I feel like I've been called out here. Just to clarify, I do use a controller. Thank
Oh
you.
no, I don't. This is I don't. I use keyboard and mouse all the time. I'm rubbish with controller. No, I'm
I
terrible.
suck with a controller. That's the only reason, Curly. Okay, some of us aren't god gamers.
Look,
okay.
Look, I
So-
literally use a keyboard and mouse for everything except for 2 games. Actually, no, just one
wild.
game. Elden Ring. Elden Ring is the only game that I've ever had to use where I've just used a
Yeah.
controller.
But you'd be fine with using, right? If the keybinds even made sense, but they're all over the
They
place. It's like you
don't.
can't even use them.
You can't
It's the
rebind
laziest
them?
thing I've ever seen. Like, well, you can rebind
yeah.
them, but it takes effort. And I'm not
Oh.
doing that
It
shit.
takes effort.
Like, it's
Okay.
ridiculous.
Fine,
Yeah.
effort. Mhm.
It's so much easier to use a controller. So I actually know somebody who broke two keyboards because they used keyboard and mouse
Oh
while
my
playing
God.
Elden Ring. Two
Oh.
of them.
What did they break it
Ew.
because they were just pressing the buttons a bit
Yeah,
too
what-
hard, or did they get
how
a bit ragey?
I think
Yeah.
a little bit of both.
Ragey.
So
Oh, you hear that
that's-
happening, don't you?
that's a user error. Error.
User error.
I was on a
Yeah.
call with someone once on stream. It was quite embarrassing, actually. But we were doing a boss fight and we failed it, and I just heard this sound in the background, and it was the sound of them throwing their headphones against the wall. Needless to say, I didn't go on a call with them
I
again
don't.
in
I
the
don't
stream, but it
don't under-
happens.
I don't understand that. Like, maybe it's because I grew up without like nice, fancy things, but I'm like, and I'll wrap this in its original packaging, and I'll put it back over here, and like, I don't know.
Everything.
Yeah, I'm like so careful.
I'm the
Oh
same
gosh.
way. Not only that, I don't feel like getting that angry is
Yeah,
fruitful.
I don't rage.
What is it gonna
no.
do?
Yeah,
It's just not fruitful at the end of the day. All it does is hurt you and make your health decrease just
Mhm.
drastically. That
Yeah.
level of stress.
And I
Never
can't
get
think,
angry in my
what is
life.
it like as a viewer, watching someone could just like rage like that, I feel like would make me anxious.
yeah,
I just get a
Like, ooh.
snack when I'm angry because usually that solves it. You know,
I like it.
Yeah.
just a biscuit. It's like, guys,
Snickers, grab a Snickers.
yeah, I
Sweet.
need to take 5 minutes back, and then I'll go and get some biscuits, and I'll feel a bit better. You know.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
That's great.
Agreed. Also, I think Molly, I think you haven't answered this, right? Molly's the only one?
Oh, what do I do to prepare for stream?
Prefer for stream, but also like what, like even like schedule wise, like how do you sort of
Yeah.
figure out what you're going to stream?
Yeah. So I early on, I decided that I didn't want to do things because it was like expected of me. And I think, okay, so I had a 17-year career in aviation. I was a flight attendant, customer service agent, supervisor, trainer. I was a manager of people. I was a
Wow.
everything. And that was like a big, long career, 4 different airlines. And I don't, I mean, if you've ever worked in with a big corporation, you have to be like this version of yourself, right? That is acceptable, and a like sanitized version of yourself, I guess, and like put yourself into this little box. And if you step outside of it, then you're punished by everybody and everything in that structure. So I decided I wanted to be me, and I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and truly, like I said, be myself. And so I don't play games that I don't enjoy.
Mhm.
And that goes for like sponsorships even. And I just don't. I just can't do it. So sometimes that does kind of screw me over with CCV sometimes, because I really love a game and it might not be like a great directory to stream. Yeah, so my thing I do when I prepare for which stream, basically which game I'm going to play for stream, is I kind of have like an idea of a couple of games that I'm interested in playing, and then I literally kind of test the waters and see strategically where my CCV would fall in the directory, and kind of strategize from there. As far as what I'm gonna play, and I really play survival, crafting, building, and like simulation style games. That's pretty much what I love to play. And then inside of those, that's what I do. As far as picking the games, I don't know. I play what I want to play, and within these certain parameters. And kind of like what Vic and Curly echo the same exact thing. I've done variety from day one. Besides like a couple of Overwatch streams, which I don't know what that was, but like
Honestly, you play Overwatch.
I kind of want to like play Overwatch with you.
I used to play Overwatch. I was very
Wow.
into it. Like I went to Overwatch League games in Burbank, California. I lived in San Francisco, and I drove to Southern California and flew there, obviously too. But like I was hardcore. Anyway, Yeah, I just try to stick with the same type of games, and generally folks on viewers are interested in watching the kind of games that I play, and then hopefully they're there for my antics and bad accents as well. So yeah.
Can I get a preview of these bad accents?
I think
Oh, I know, mate. You can't do that.
Oh.
You're gonna have to hold on.
I love it.
Australian
Wait,
or
was that
Southern
was
American.
that Southern or Australian?
You don't have to pay for the bad accents, okay? That's it. You don't have to pay for it. Thank you.
I'd
That's
pay for
it.
that.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
But yeah, as far as getting prep for stream, I just don't. I used to be very strict, and I found that I kind of had this anxiety building and like keeping myself, as stupid as it sounds, because maybe it was 17 years of PTSD from airline, because airlines, the only thing that matters is what time things happen. Like literally, that's like the only thing that ever matters. And like I obsessed about shaving 30 seconds off of an aircraft turn time. Like that was my job, was to like optimize aircraft turn times at one point at San Francisco airport, which is like a whole thing. But so I think I kind of gave myself grace recently in the last like year and a half. I'm like, okay, this is my start time, and it's really a target. And sometimes I'm 10 minutes before that target, and sometimes I'm 10 minutes after that target, and I don't fuss about it. I don't stress because it's not a
That's
big deal.
awesome.
I like
Yeah.
just let myself start around that time. Right, chat? That's
yeah,
right.
it's
They're like,
perfect.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
never on time.
I don't think it matters too much about being late too much. I'm sure my mods will give off like here because I'm literally always late. But I used to, because we used to be a couple stream. Simon still comes on. We used to be a couple stream more often. He comes on a bit less because he's like more like the agent of the channel type of thing. But he used to start 15 minutes before the start time to have an intro screen and everything else. And then as soon as he disappears from it, I was like, fucking scrap that shit. I'm going to go live exactly on. I'm going to press the button. There's going to still be a random, time of, there's going to be music, and it's going to be like the camera where it's like sort of like top down, looks at the screens.
Yeah.
But I'm not going live exactly, I'm not going to be on the intro screen. But he was 15 minutes early. He would have been the same as you, Molly. And I was like, nope. Do you know what? I'll be on the dot. I'll be on the 3 p.m. dot, and not 15 minutes before, just to go from the intro to that. We used to do it all the time, and I was like, that's too much stress. I'll just go live whenever it works out. Whenever I've worked out, I'll get everything done, and that's it. It's great.
It's better for my mental health, because at the end of the day, like I want to be present, and I want to be stressed, and I don't want to be like doing things last minute. I want to like sip my coffee, make sure everything is good. And even then, like today, my microphone wasn't working when I went live, and like, what the heck,
Ugh. Tech issues are the worst.
Yes, they are.
So are you a true streamer without some sort of tech issue in the middle of your stream?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. That's the rule, right? Like, I had a day where I had a Windows update, which screwed up my GeForce drivers at the same time, and my monitor wouldn't come on. So I was like, great, what a great day. That was the time when we're all working fine, not a problem. Came back to the stream, like I left them on. They're all, because it's like a 360 webcam on the roof, so they can move it around with channel points. So I came back and they were staring at the black screen on my monitor because half of it was off, and I was like, what the hell did you guys do? No, it was a Windows update that screwed everything up.
Whilst you were alive.
Yeah, I was like, what did you guys do? I know, right in the
They
middle.
blame chat first.
I was
They
like,
zoomed
what
in.
did you say?
Did they
Yeah,
zoom in
blame
on
your
it?
chat.
With the camera?
Which
They
one of you?
did. Yeah, which one of you guys touched this? I've been out of the room for like 10 minutes and I come back and everything's broke. Oh, bad timing. Bad freaking time. But yeah, OBS things. I think I do similar to you though, Molly, with games wise. Like I'll check to see what sort of suits. I've played over 300 on stream in the 9 years, and I have only uninstalled one live on stream that pissed me off so much
Oh, wow.
that I had to uninstall it.
Which
Got
one?
it.
Which one?
Which one?
Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
Skull and Bones, the only one.
Oh.
It got me really
I haven't
angry.
played it.
Don't. It's fine.
Okay,
Don't.
thanks.
You're welcome.
This podcast not sponsored by Skull and Bones.
You're welcome. It's not. It wouldn't be your type of genre anyway, but it's the only
Yeah,
one I
yeah.
think that I've uninstalled. I
There
was
was
like,
already
that's
so
it.
many games happening at that time. I was like, I just can't. I already have choice
Yeah.
paralysis.
Pal World, Nightingale, Enshrouded, like literally month after month. I was like, oh, too
Yep.
many good games.
All at
That's
the same
it.
time. And they're
Yep.
very short games, so it's not like you could just it's
Yeah.
so easy to just finish one of them and go to the
Super
next
quick.
one, right?
Yeah,
super
just
fast.
Just like a 10-hour games max. Yeah, 10
Max.
hours.
I don't know. I think that you might be overextending. It's got to be like 8
I
hours
take things.
max.
I take things slow. Okay.
Wait, for which ones?
No, we're kidding. We're
I'm
just-
joking. I'm being exceptionally sarcastic.
He's being very sarcastic. Just all these survival games coming out, which are kind of so almost endless.
And
Queenie's
And it
like
requires so
sitting
much
here-
grind.
Queenie's like,
Never
you guys
played
are
them.
Queenie's like,
cracked.
Are you guys talking about the same game?
Yeah, I was like, we must be
I
talking
feel
about a
like-
different one.
No.
I don't know. I thought that we were seeping with the sarcasm, but apparently not.
I think it's like some people do only play them for like 10 hours and they're like, oh, next one, oh, next game. So
I
like,
can't.
I can't.
no.
If I
Okay.
really like it, I am, yeah,
Yep.
in there.
Yep.
Survivals, I,
think I've
get.
ever-
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever finished a game within the time frame that they tell you that you can finish a game. Even
Right?
like Resident
Oh, yeah.
Evil, they're like, this is like a 10-hour game. Takes me at least 16 hours to finish.
Double it.
Same.
Minimum.
What was that? What was the calculation you were doing for Celsius before the pod? That whatever that was, that's what I do with hours in the game. They're like,
I think they don't
Multiplied
take into
by
account people
30.
who stream, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we're getting
Oh, yeah.
distracted by everything else.
Everything. The ADHD is strong in us streamers.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, you like testing things, right? The first thing I did was Enshrouded. Was I seen like there's a cliff in front of me as soon as you get out of the tutorial? I was like, I
Yep.
wonder if I jump off this, will I die? Jumped
Yep.
off it to see,
Yeah,
died.
I did.
That's me in Zelda. Like, I
Yeah.
surely won't die if I fall off this cliff, right? Let me try it. And then
Yeah.
we'll go see.
You have to test,
Jumped off
right?
of a
You
cliff.
do. I was doing that in
And-
Supermarket Simulator.
Oh my
You
God.
can't
cliffs.
die. But the cars can push you around the block, but they don't kill you.
Mhm.
No.
oh,
Have
disappointment.
you ever actually jumped off of a cliff and survived? I actually
No.
feel like that's more
Hope you mean game.
disappointing than when you die.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
There is a
No.
couple of games
in
that you don't
some
die.
games,
Yeah.
though, like in Ark, if you jump off a cliff, you could only take a maximum of 500 full damage. So if your health's more than 500, you'll survive it every time. It's great. That's all you got to do.
I feel like that's still very disappointing. I want to
Yeah.
die. I want to know what level I have to fall before I die.
Or in Fortnite, you can fall into the water and be fine.
Oh yeah, they do that in a lot of games
Yeah.
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
fall in the water, you survive.
Hmm
Shouldn't be allowed. Should just break all
You
your
should
bones.
be allowed. You should just be dying. You need at least one injury.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, broken legs, sink to the bottom.
Ow.
Ruse
Probably
Ruse.
There was a-
oxygen a
There was
little.
a game. Wait, there was a game. Geez, Stranded Deep. Is that it? There was a game that was very realistic where I like fell out of a tree, it was like a plane crash, and I broke my leg, and I was like, that's actually pretty realistic, and it was awful to like get around. You're like, you can barely move.
It's like
I'm
my
like,
worst
okay,
nightmare.
that's
This sounds
you
like
know,
Project Zomboid.
This is real. This is reality here. That does sound like PZ. Yeah.
Sounds like something I would do. Be there
I like
forever.
Yeah.
playing the games. I like playing the games with no end. You can just keep playing them.
Yeah.
The Sims, no end to that. Animal Crossing, not really. You just keep playing them.
That is very true. That is very true. There's so many like that though, and the ones that are modded as well that have access to mods, you just keep going forever. Like Stardew at the moment. So,
Uh-huh.
oh dear, that's a really good
struggle
one.
with those games. I need a destination.
Yeah, I need a to-do list
I
too.
suppose.
If I don't know what I'm doing, I'm like, ooh, I'm just walking around.
Yeah. I need a story and I need an ending for my games.
Oh, do you? I don't
Yeah.
mind. I don't mind it being open end, but I need markers along the way. If it's purely
Yeah.
open world, I get lost, and I'm like, I need some direction. Otherwise, I'm going to get distracted and want to play something else. But I don't mind there just not being like an end goal. That's why I really like Stardew, because you have all these things that you're working towards.
Right.
But really, you could just keep going forever if you wanted. You know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I hate Rails. I don't. My mods will tell me that I don't actually hate them because I liked a couple games that had like but like you know what I mean by rails, but like a central storyline that pushes you to a predetermined goal.
Oh, you don't
And
get a choice.
Yeah, you're doing the like a story. Like I don't really like story games necessarily that are like do this and then go here and do this and then go here and do this and then go here. I want it to be kind of like my way, my choice.
You want the ability to screw up yourself, basically.
Yeah, I want to like jump off the cliff and get lost and have a death spiral and some god awful like something that I don't know how to get back to, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you don't like the bumpers on the bowling lane. You know,
Yeah.
those little kitty trainer bumper things.
So basically, you don't do
those.
tutorials as well.
Sometimes I skip tutorials. Most of the time I do them just because I want to kind of, I love indie games a lot and I really want to know like what the dev was trying to do and like what they want us to know about a game, you know, before we jump into it most of the time. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, to be fair, I think the worst thing was that I skipped a tutorial on was Train Sim. Worst idea ever because it's actually like a serious sim. Thinking about it, like Euro Truck Simulator, really simple. No, the freaking Train Sim. Like you have to pull this lever, then you have to pull this lever, and I just sat there like pull. It's not how this works. Oh, great. Oh, it's not going anywhere. Oh, that's great.
no.
Don't do
I
that
figured
with serious
out
sims.
My truck
Yeah.
can't reverse. I have a whole wheel, pedals. The truck can't figure out how to reverse it. And I've done this like 3 times now. So every time I get stuck, I just have to start over.
Oh
'Cause, like,
god.
I can't drive anywhere. I have a whole like other alter ego when I go trucking.
Oh
Her
my
name's
God.
Parma. She's
That's
crazy.
amazing.
Yeah, her name's Parmesan, like the cheese. But it's like Parmesan. She has 10 cats.
Can you do me a
IBS.
favor?
Three cats.
Grab. When you
But
play this as Parmesan, can you please grab a block of Parmesan and just start grating it into your
just, like,
mouth?
I,
Like, just
eat
or
it.
just eat it, or just
That's just
take
your
a
road
bite out
snack,
of
you
it.
know?
She can't
Yeah,
do
it's
that.
a
She
road
has
snack.
IBS.
Oh.
I can't
Wait,
do
do
that.
you guys
No
not have
way.
goat cheese? Do you guys not
It's
have
got-
goat cheese?
Is that your little emote with the?
That's really
Yeah,
cute.
that's
That's so
me. That's
cool.
Parma.
Oh, I love it.
Wait, is it American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator you play?
I play American Truck Simulator. Yeah.
Does American Truck Simulator have the online?
hmm
It does?
Yeah, like where you can drive with other people.
Well, like not just friends, but like it's all on one server and you get to randomly bump into other trucks.
That's a thing. I didn't know that was a thing.
think.
That's awesome. On Euro
Does
Truck?
it? Yeah,
like
Euro
that on
Truck.
Euro-
Euro Truck's got a mod for online server, and then wherever you go, like you can bump into other people doing jobs and tasks. There's
Oh,
rules
so
on
cool.
it, so yeah, it's really cool. People can randomly bump into you on it as well, and you can
Oh,
people go
I'm
by
trying.
and just make like beeping horns and stuff like that, and you're
should
not
try it.
supposed to take it seriously apparently, but I just rammed my truck into the side and stuff like that by mistake most times, so that was awful. But it's they can ban you for it, but thankfully I never got banned, so yeah, they're taking it really seriously. Oh yeah, because it's like
God.
it's like a
That's
community
amazing.
server. You're supposed to take it really seriously and be a proper truck driver. And then there's
Oh
me
my
going
God.
on, and I was like, how the freak do I reverse? And then I just pressed random buttons and it rammed over the side, and I was like, oh, that's not good. So yeah, you should try it. Say what you think, because it is a big, huge online community for that one. I think you should like it.
I would try that. And then,
Yeah.
like Patrick said, I would run over all my moderators by accident.
It's perfect for that. Perfect.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Perfection. Oh, you can even do like a full-on train of trucks. We did that as well. Like full-on, everybody join the same server,
fun.
just do a full train of trucks all together.
That'd be a fun women's guild thing to do. Could all
Yeah,
go
exactly.
trucking.
That'd be really cool.
Great.
There's
I would
an
do it.
idea.
I
There's
would
an
do
idea
that
of like
too.
a full-on like collab stream. Just a
Mhm.
full-on train of us.
We
Now,
can all
as-
go
as-
trucking together, do a raid train.
As somebody who's never done Truck Simulator, how hard is it?
Well, you have a controller, so you're fine, apparently.
Yeah.
You don't have a control though. How
By
is
the
there with that
wheel.
one?
By the wheel.
Sorted.
And then you get yourself a little purple velvet wheel
I don't-
cover like I have.
I-
See, here's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, I think you guys don't understand. When I played Cyberpunk, my chat told me that I'm a terrible driver. To which I argued with them and said that I'm starting a driving school and that I'm an excellent driver, and they didn't believe me.
See, we'll just have to prove them wrong.
Exactly. You know, it's you one up them. Just show them like you're opening a lorry driving school now.
We can
like
practice
just one up it.
together.
Problem solved.
I like
Obviously.
it. Okay.
You can be at the front and we'll follow you, right? And see what happens. See where you lead us. You could lead us to our death, or
probably
you could
the
lead us
worst.
to something cool. You know, we could end up at IKEA in the game, which actually exists in it. So there we go. We could do
does
that.
it?
Really?
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it exists. The amount of
We'll have
times we
to
went
go
to
find
IKEA. It's
Can
cool.
you go just to get the meatballs and not actually buy any furniture?
Oh, I don't think we can go in, but I mean, we
Oh.
try and crash into it to see.
Okay.
I want to
I
go
was
for the
literally-
meatballs.
I was literally thinking it would be so fun to go in with like a tiny car and like load it up and with like Tetris, your car full of stuff.
The IKEA
Can
DLC.
we, where's the IKEA simulator? Come on.
I would love that.
There's a horror version of it.
I was gonna say there is a horror version of it.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, is that?
Like- IKEA
there's a
horror,
horror.
Horror
yeah.
IKEA?
Wait,
Yeah.
What?
Is it
Yeah,
amazing.
there's a horror IKEA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually
There is.
exists.
Okay.
It's-
yeah, I need
it's-
to check this out.
Yeah, it's what's its name? IKEA asked Horror Game to change. Oh, I think they asked it to change, but it's called The Store is
The store is
Closed.
closed. Yeah.
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 Oh God.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look this up now. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I'm also looking
it
this
says,
up.
it says, I'm sorry, Steam is broken. It says similar games you've played, Nightingale and Valheim. What?
It's online co-op though, so you know there's that as well. Like,
That's
I
really-
think you're supposed to build things or something. Oh, you need craft weapons.
Oh,
That's
So
fine.
it's kind of like
Yeah.
IKEA but with aliens.
Yeah,
Oh my
so
God.
basically, like, you walk through the store and it gets creepier and creepier, and this IKEA staff the not IKEA staff tries to kill you.
Oh.
I'm looking at the screenshots. Yeah. Okay.
Really?
Dude, their hands are terrifying.
I think we should organize this.
So
Definitely.
niche and so fun.
Oh,
My
yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
That'll be a big game when it's not fully released yet, but when it is, oh my god, it's gonna be terrifying.
That's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
it says
terrifying
to be
indeed.
announced.
Yeah,
I think
I-
there's
Oh,
like
I
a
thought it was
beta of
out
it.
already.
IKEA officially like asked them to change their name.
Yeah, they did.
Bad
Oh,
marketing,
there's
maybe.
Swedish
I don't
meat now
understand why
named-
though.
Oh,
Surely
now
it's good
79%.
marketing for them to have something like
right.
that because
Yeah.
because people get lost in there all the time. Like you can't get out of the goddamn place. So
Great.
It's terrifying. I feel like IKEA is, especially when there's not a lot of people around and it's like pretty early into the start of IKEA and it's
Mm.
quiet. It's eerie.
I go for fun.
hmm.
Yeah.
My friends and I will go to walk around, look at the plants,
I like.
get some meatballs, even though I'm a vegetarian, but they have really good plant-based meatballs.
That's great.
They do.
I don't trust how
I'm
cheap they are, so I ain't buying them.
No, they're so good, Queenie. They're so good. Get a little sauce in there, mashed
They
potato.
are very cheap. They're like 99p in the UK.
Mhm.
Not
It's very
touching them.
cheap.
What's in that? I
So
don't know.
You don't have
we
to
need
know.
to test it. I think I do. Do you know what? I'd rather know what's in it. What do you know?
Look at the
Like
vegetarian ones. We know what's in that.
Yeah.
they say it's vegetarian, but is it?
Yeah, it's made out of peas. They have
Where-
different kinds.
Queenie's like, I don't know. You don't know what's in it. It's only 99 cents or whatever.
Oh, it's so good.
That's
Toasty
right.
Dime
sawdust.
bars, though. I mean, you can buy those anywhere now in the UK, but you used to just get them in IKEA.
Oh yeah, they're also awful.
Oh,
You're right. You're not
they're
selling me
great.
on this. This is not going well, guys. I don't see any reason to
All
go
right,
in
well,
there
thank you
now.
for having
You
us
know.
on the podcast.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys, everyone.
Next,
Change
next.
your mind.
I'll admit, I'm not a big fan of IKEA food myself. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of
Thank
with you
God.
there, Queenie.
Thank God. I think I'm just fed up with going to it because Simon likes to go to IKEA just for one thing, and he comes out with a full trolley of just random shit. And I'm like, why the fuck do we need this? He's like, oh, we got six
Yep.
more picture frames. I'm like, they don't even match, Simon, the rest of the house.
Simon got the
Target.
the
That's Target
memo.
with me.
Oh, it's Target for you guys?
Target. Oh yeah,
Target.
Target for me is it's just like I go in for
So
one
dangerous.
thing and it becomes like I'll go in and I'll be like, oh, we're just gonna go in for one thing, and then Drew will be like, then why are you grabbing a cart?
You need a cart.
The very
I
big
need a
thing that
cart.
you're going to grab.
You need it.
Band-aids are heavy sometimes, okay?
Get
Yeah.
massively lost into that one. I think they need to have an airsoft game in IKEA or something. That'd be great. That'd be really good. Or paintball. Oh my god, so many places to hide. So many places to hide.
Laser tag.
Yeah, laser tag would be good too. That'd be really good.
Yeah.
This would be less messy as well. Yeah, we wouldn't destroy the furniture. Well, actually, this sort of brings us to the next one: is do you have any hobbies outside of Twitch or gaming? Miss Madams, do you want? I suppose you should answer this anyway because you're like, I mean, it's not really a hobby. Opera singing is like your job, but yeah.
Yeah,
would you go
well,
ahead?
I just have this habit of turning my hobbies into careers. So if my most recent hobby is anything to go by, I'm going to quit full-time streaming and become a plant lady.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like gardening. I like plants. I like houseplants. I have a pet tortoise, so so I like making the garden nice for him in the summer as well. So I end up like planting out like loads of stuff for him to eat as well, and then I'll like plant my own stuff to eat as well.
What's your tortoise's
cool.
name?
I was about
He's
to
called
ask that.
Billy.
Yeah.
He's called
Aw.
Billy.
Billy. He is 18 years old. There, he has a little bongo emote. Thank you. You can see chat. But yeah, maybe I will become a botanist or something next. I don't know. I've always been like that though. I've always had a hobby and I've just got so obsessed with it. I've then had to make it all I do, which is I think probably why I ended up streaming for a living because I just couldn't stop playing games. But
So you just you go full ham, and no matter what, you've committed it. That's it. The commitment's there straight away.
I go ham, absolutely.
I unfortunately do literally the same thing.
Is that all of us?
Is that all of us?
Is this all of us? Is this what? Wait, is this what happens with? Is this why we're streamers?
I mean, maybe I do know that like that hyper focus thing is a very big ADHD thing as well.
Yeah.
And so I know for me, like I go hyper focused and I'm like, oh yes, this is one thing that I really, really love. It was like math, it was data science, it was ballet, and now it's streaming, and it's hard to not hyper focus on that and make that my everything.
Oh my god, I don't do that. I just pick up something and then I'm like, can't be bothered. That's too much effort, and I just go to the next. I'm like, do you know that guy from, I don't know if anybody watches anime, but Naruto, do you know the guy who's like, oh, it's such a bother. He goes around like that. I'm like, oh, it's such a bother. I ain't doing that. No, I'm pretty much the opposite. Like if I pick something up, I'll be like, oh, that's great. I'll like it for a week and then I'll be like, no, I'm bored of it already. That's why I don't finish any games or single player games. I'm like, yeah, that's boring for me now. I say so. I think I'm the opposite of you guys. I'm like, I don't keep anything. I don't go full ham on anything because I just get bored of it really quickly. I can't do the hyper focus on it too much. I just get like, I'm just next thing, move on. And I did try plants that you
tried
did,
them.
Madame.
Doesn't see you.
They all
Can't
died.
keep those things
So
alive.
it just kept dying. Couldn't figure it out.
That's why I have a fake little succulent here.
Exactly.
Keep that alive.
I got a little plant. I love plants too. We're gonna get more. We just moved into this apartment last summer, but I'm right there with you, Vic. I love plants. I love them.
Love plants. I love plants.
I
Yeah.
wish they liked me.
I know, I kill plants.
I like them.
I kill plants. I like plants. I kill them, and it's not my fault. Okay,
It's not our fault.
not my fault.
You can buy those little bauble things that you fill with water and put them in the soil.
Yeah,
and
I
that solves
still
half the problem of them dying.
kill
Because then they
them.
just absorb what they need, and you don't need to worry about watering them as much.
I still kill them.
Oh,
Yeah,
swear.
I had
I've
a
tried
bonsai tree
everything.
about that. My bonsai tree died, and it had that exact fucking system where it shows you the water amount, and it drained it slowly to the amount it's supposed to have. No, it still died. I don't fucking know why it died. It just dies. I was like, well, that's another bonsai tree gone. I think we went through 4 or 5, and they just kept dying. It's a mystery. Yeah, I think it's like just the opposite of green thumb, right? Some people just have like a, I don't know, a
Black thumb.
yeah, or like a
Yeah.
Purple thumb.
yeah, purple. Yeah.
Or like purple.
Yeah, like that, where it's like, yeah, there's her dye just dripping into the plants or something. I don't know, but they just keep dying. Just, yeah,
orange, like an orange thumb.
yeah. They all die. But we have fake plants. Fake plants work.
Yes, but they look
work.
fake.
Oh, thanks for crushing myself.
Wow.
Well, listen, they look slightly. No, they don't. They don't look real, but it's okay. They're there, so it's fine. I mean,
If
the
you
outside ones
squint,
are alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
They're
you
great.
squint, really just don't
Yeah.
think about it. Look, it's a full wall. It's clearly real,
wasn't-
guys.
I wasn't talking about your plants, Queenie.
Just all of the fake plants, but not yours. Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Thank you for having me on this.
Okay, banned already.
I know, seriously.
So
Oh my
who
God.
We're not
hasn't
talking about
answered?
curly person anymore.
Unbelievable.
We went on a tangent. This is exactly what happened with our ADHD podcast, actually, didn't it? We literally went on a tangent.
Surprise, surprise.
No surprise on that one. Who hasn't answered this one? Molly.
I don't. I like
And
to
Alison,
read.
yeah.
I love books. I'm trying to read Dune right now. I've tried to read Dune several times, but I'm committed. I'm gonna do it this time. And I also I do enjoy playing the ukulele, and I moved to Lisbon, Portugal last July, so I like to try to get out and explore the city when I can, when I have some downtime, and also gets me out of the office and touching grass. Yeah, I like to be on Twitch every day of my life. Yeah.
Wait, what way did you move? I never actually asked, but what you moved from?
From
Pretty
Denmark.
far.
Yeah, we moved from. Well, during the pando, my partner was working in Denmark, and so I was. Oh my god. I started streaming within the first 2 months of me streaming. I moved my entire stream to Denmark from San Francisco, and then like 3 months later, I did it again, and I moved it to SF, and then packed up and got the apartment ready to go while I was streaming, then moved it back to Denmark. I moved my setup, which is a nightmare. If you're not a streamer and you're listening to this, just know that every streamer that hears this is like, oh, like I'm afraid now. I'm afraid to unplug anything because I don't want anything to be unplugged because I don't know if I'll get it plugged back in correctly. But yeah, so yeah, moved quite a bit, quite a crazy move, but it's lovely. Lisbon is fantastic in springtime.
Speaking of plugging things in, plugging things out, I take pictures of where they are,
Yes.
all the USBs. It's the only way to get
Oh,
it to
that's
make sure
smart.
it works correctly. And OBS is like,
Label.
what the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
I take
Yep.
pictures, put them exactly back the same place every
Yeah,
time.
very smart.
Or
I
it kills
didn't-
it
It
That's actually
saves
really
your
smart.
life. Saves your life, and yeah.
every time. Works perfectly. It's weird how that is the thing, but it is. So
Oh, did my thing I like to do besides stream hobby become setting up my stream?
it seems like it.
that's my hobby. Not really.
It's a good hobby to have. It makes sense.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a redeem. Another thing I'm into is wine and cheese, because one of the jobs I did alongside singing, because it never paid very well, funnily enough, being in the arts, was I was a half sommelier. I did a qualification towards becoming a sommelier, and I used to run a cheese market. So we have a little redeem in chat called wine pairing, where anyone
Oh.
can like say, I'm having this for dinner. What wine would you recommend?
That's awesome.
Or I'm doing, I don't know, I'm hanging out with this friend, or I'm doing this situation. What wine would you pair with that? So I guess wine and cheese, and kind of food,
Ooh,
coffee
Sounds
is
lovely.
another one of mine.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm a huge coffee fanatic myself.
Me too.
Coffee is the best. I love coffee and I love food. Oh my god, I love just cooking and
Yes.
making really good food.
Mhm.
Oh, so if anybody ever has good recipes for me to try, I'm really into like vegan cooking. I'm not vegan, but I really am into it recently. I don't know why.
Because it tastes good.
Because it tastes
Great.
good.
It's
It's
yummy.
worth it.
I'm not vegan myself, but I have a lot of friends that are vegan, so it's really cool to like learn all these recipes for them
Mhm.
and find new
Oh.
things that I like for myself.
What's your favorite wine for any vegan dish?
It really depends, like what like spices you're using, what ingredients you're using. I think as a general rule, like if you're using strong spices, you want a more bold wine because you don't want your wine to be overshadowed by the food, or vice versa. You're kind of trying to balance everything. So I think that's a hard question. Yeah, it depends what spices you're using predominantly, I would say. Yeah.
Oh, that's quite nice. That's sweet. That's pretty sweet. And I think, Alison, you're actually the last one to answer this
Oh,
one with the
yeah.
hobbies.
Well, for the last month, my hobbies have kind of switched because for the last 2 years, streaming and Twitch was my hobby, what I did on the side from work. So now that's kind of flopped. But architecture has always been my passion since I was 10. So now I'm trying to find other ways to still be passionate in architecture. And that's like what I do like with The Sims, and I do a lot of building with The Sims and decorating. So besides architecture, if I didn't do that, it would be reading. I am a huge fantasy reader, Gally. I don't know if I have any ACOTAR fans in the chat, but I just recently started like a book club. So my community, we do book club over on my alt channel, and we're going through the ACOTAR series and like Fourth Wing and Crescent City, and that's like a lot what I do a lot right now.
That's great.
My other hobby
that.
involves my cat. You can't see her, but she's over there taking care of her. She's 10. She's a little old lady.
Aw.
Yeah. I feel like I don't do much besides Twitch. I'm here every day.
Same.
And
Each
I
your
love
life.
it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be doing anything else, you know? So it's kind of cool how the streaming was a hobby, but now it's like a full-time thing, and it's cool. But yeah,
It
I
takes
read a
over.
lot. It does, and I'm happy it did. Mhm.
It makes sense. It makes sense. I think a lot of people, do start streaming because of a hobby, and then it just gets into something else. But it's hard to separate it after that, I think, from what it was to full on career. So yeah, I mean, if it's both, that's also a good thing, right? Because then you enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, I do.
Makes total sense.
It's really cool. Really cool.
That actually brings us to the next question. Then, what are you most proud of for your streaming career, Miss Vadams? Do you want to answer that? Like any achievement that you've done that you're like, do you know what? That's amazing, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like little things along the way that I can kind of think back of and feel proud. I think making the decision to go full time was probably one of the first ones, because it was a really scary decision, and a risk that you kind of take, because at least initially you accept that your income drops, your stability drops a bit, and I've been able to stick at it for a whole year, which is really cool. So that's one of the things. I think another one for me was joining the Women's Guild, and becoming a mentor there, getting to kind of talk with other like-minded women, getting to share expertise, kind of cross-exchange that. Getting to be on the front page through the Women's Guild, that was a huge opportunity, and it fell at a time for me where my main game, which is Arc, that was kind of dropping, like a really big release right on that, and it was just such an incredible atmosphere that whole month, and the support from the community as well was just it was just kind of next level. Those are some of my most memorable things, I think, for me. Yeah.
That's amazing. And yeah, the Women's Guild is definitely like one of these things where, while there's like thousands and thousands of streamers, it's nice to be in it as well, especially because there's a lot of people trying to get in. But also, I do feel like it is an achievement, because it does mean like, okay, well, you're trusted enough to be in this environment. So,
Yeah.
and also, there's hardly any EU and UK streamers in it. There's
No.
only a handful of us.
I think we got quite lucky there, because I think we were the kind of, I actually applied for the Women's Alliance and just as it was closing, and so they were like, yeah, just apply here instead, kind of thing.
Oh,
So
that's
did
amazing.
I. Yeah.
A lot of people, I'm hoping that maybe one day, we'll see more EU guildies. That would be really cool. But just having the opportunity to be in a space with like-minded people has just been just so important. And it'd be nice to see more people have access to that in the future, for sure.
Yeah, I think when it gets to that stage, in my opinion, I think they might split it
Yeah,
to that, because I have found there is a difference
I want to be
Um,
split up.
in how we chat. I do you know what? I would understand why people don't want it split, but I do feel the UK, Ireland, and the EU countries can type things in such a way that could be potentially put the wrong way. I find that a couple of times where I've said something really, really quickly, I've typed something and nobody else normally gets it, annoyed by it. but a couple of the streamers, the US streamers, have got really annoyed at me or read it wrong, and they're like, I'm like, no,
Because
no,
they
no,
don't
that's
get the
not what I
British
meant.
system or the EU sense
Yeah.
of sense of humour, you mean?
They don't get it.
The
So-
dryness.
Oh,
I've had some people angry at me, and I've been like, "That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant." Because not everybody in the guild, you're never going to meet every single person because there's so many at this point. You're never going to meet them all, so they'll never understand what way, in regards like how I've like said something is exactly how I've typed. So over the last 6-7 months, I've been trying to, when I type something, I'll be like, "What way could they read this?" And then I'll be like, scratch that, delete it, redo. And yeah, it's been an interesting one. So I thought maybe when it comes to it, they actually might either make it so that it's like either put up a post and just make everybody aware that there is a difference in how people type, or because there's also different languages in the EU. There's German, you know, Spanish, French, like. So I was like, well, maybe the way around that is, yeah, maybe just having it separate, or having like a post about it of saying like, just so you're aware. There's multiple languages here now. So
I think that would be a really interesting workshop topic, actually. How
Yeah.
we communicate depending on where we're from, our culture, all the rest of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was actually
would
talking to
agree.
my stream about this today, how it can be really difficult as a streamer reading chats and no intentions behind something sometimes. Because when you're
100%.
typing, and quite often in chat, it's a very quick thing you do, isn't it? It's like quick response.
Right.
And it's not the thought hasn't gone into it. It's just that, you know, by typing, you can't read facial expressions, you don't have inflection, all these things that help
Right.
you understand. Like
Yeah.
if you were
Yeah.
to, Queenie, if you were to like, if you and I were to converse maybe with some, I don't know, let's say some North American people, and we were particularly dry, if they were hearing us in person, they would probably be able to catch on a bit quicker than if we were to just,
But like
you know, type something or whatever, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like from like not to have, it's not like necessarily the opposite side or an opposing viewpoint, but within even the US, there's a myriad of different like ways to speak and say something,
Yeah.
or context from which to understand something and hear. So I would hope that as a guild we can, and I think we have really good, clear communication from our leaders and our, you know, I think intention is really important, and like, but you're right. I do see what you're saying though, and I didn't even
Oh, yep.
think about that. That was such a like, oh, type of moment, but
But even
Might be,
so,
yeah,
like
yeah.
we are, the Twitch Women's Guild is supposed to bring people together, and especially
Yeah.
female streamers, regardless of where you are, where you're from, everything like that. So if there needs to be education, I feel like that would be fruitful. But not only that, Twitch is an international organization. We should be connected internationally, not separated out into two different distinctions based off of region, because we want everybody to have the same opportunities. So how can we guarantee those if we split them out?
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. I think it's an.
Yeah.
So I
That's why I'm
really hope
saying
we
it could
don't.
be interesting when it does actually happen. I don't think it's going to be anywhere soon though. I think it'll be like 2 years down the line. But I'm curious, and also I'm curious to see how the languages work with all the different languages, because majority of the EU streamers stream in their own. So it's going to be like it's going to be a lot at that stage. I'm sure it'll be all ironed out, but it'll be an
Right.
exciting time, I think, for us, and maybe a translation bot might come in or something like that, where we could, you know,
Ooh,
That would
do
be
something like that. Yeah, like
I-
a Discord
I-
translation bot.
I mean, I also think it's really cool to like learn from everyone's different perspectives too, as like, and be exposed to different ways of thinking about things and backgrounds and ways
Yeah.
that, you know, ideas and thoughts. So I think it could maybe just be something really beneficial for us in the long run, to just be like a big stew.
Yeah, I like that.
Stew. All about ingredients.
A multicultural stew.
Yeah, we like food. We're gonna use food metaphors. Damn
Ooh,
it.
yeah.
What kind
Food
of
would
wine
work.
should we have with our stew?
We're gonna pair a spicy wine.
Spicy wine.
I
Ooh.
don't know.
New logo for it. It'll just be like a
A
purple
nice
pie
robust red.
cauldron.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have used like tone indicators, but those are always really helpful too. Where like I've been seeing that a lot around in chat, where like you type something in and like if you're kidding, I think it's like /J or something. And so when you're reading, people put tone indicators at the end of their message, and it really helps. I need to learn more about it, but
This is the
Ooh.
first time hearing of it.
I've
That's
never heard of this
Really?
before.
really,
Yeah,
Maybe-
never.
I
Yeah.
know slash S because
Uh-huh.
that's a meme, right?
And,
What
like,
does that mean?
You're like, oh,
sarcastic.
this is so much fun. Slash
Mhm,
S.
there's
Yeah.
a bunch of
Oh.
tone indicators that maybe would be
Yeah.
really helpful with like that kind of communication and
Oh, that's a workshop.
That's
That
really
is.
cool.
yeah.
That's great.
That's a really good idea. That'd be worth actually, going to definitely. Cause you'd be like,
Yeah,
oh,
tone
okay.
indicators. I actually learned about it from, I was in another stream and her community
Oh.
uses them. And I was like, what is this? And that's how they all talk. And it's really helpful.
Yeah, that's great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I can send you guys the list, but there is a master list of all of the different things. It's really cool. I'll send you guys the list in our chat.
Oh yeah, do it. That'd be awesome to see. That'd be awesome. Although I feel like some of my mods won't use it anyway. So like I have a mod in chat. I'm not calling him out or anything, but no matter what he says, he puts the smiley face, the one that's just like the two little eyes of sort of happiness and then a little smile. And he does it for everything, even when he's warning somebody off, or he's telling somebody off. Yeah, that one that somebody's supposed to put in, Steve's put in. That, and he tells somebody off and he puts that face after it. And you're like, stop it. Stop it. For everything. It's for every single reason. It's for sarcasm. It's for telling somebody off. It's for just mentioning something. He always uses that face. So I sat there and I only noticed it like last month. I checked his chat logs and he's telling somebody off. He put that smiley face and I was like, it's the most passive aggressive thing I've ever seen in Twitch chat. Permanently that face.
Hey, maybe stop backseating the streamer.
No.
Smiley face.
Yeah.
Or maybe he could start using like an upside down smiley face for like the
Oh,
sarcastic
no.
one.
Oh, that one?
Devastating.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
devastating.
have a mod
this
that
way.
uses Kappa even when they're serious, and I'm like, do you understand when
What's going
Kappa?
on
Oh, yeah.
I love how we're calling out the mods right now.
Yeah.
It's always the mods.
They love
Yeah.
it.
And like he's typing in chat, I complain because he never used emotes. I actually did. I complained because he told people off in text chat. Nobody understood what the tone was. Like, so I said, please use emotes. That was last year. And then I only just noticed literally last month that he's been using that smiley for everything. And it's like, just stop it. That's not the way it's supposed to be. So he's been trolling me for 3 months and I've never really noticed. So
Amazing.
Yeah. God. Scottish people. It's just I know. Yeah, the Scots are all talking, but Scottish people. Yeah, get yourself a Scottish mod and they'll always be angry. Hold on, we went on another tangent, didn't we? Oh God, yeah.
This is the way.
This is the way. Molly, what are you most proud of in your streaming career, by the way?
The Twitch Women's Guild is huge. I think, like, looking back at baby streamer Molly, if I could see me now, I think my little eyes would be so big and sparkly, just like, an emote. I'd just be like, wow, what? This is really you. I mean, I'm so proud of doing everything myself, to be honest, even though it breaks my back and my brain. It's such a crazy thing to be a streamer and be like, all of a sudden, an artist, an emote designer, an overlay developer, an improv professional, like all of these things that you add in to become a streamer and to entertain and to monetize. Like, I'm very proud of my of going to conferences and networking with publishers and game devs and industry folks and getting work. I'm very proud of like putting myself out there and cold calling people and getting work and getting paid to do this for a living. I think it's so cool. I think I'm probably most proud of the community that I am working towards growing. But it's like, it's hard to explain. It's not like I'm like growth mentality and I'm like growing numbers and it's all numbers. It's like this really kind, empathetic, queer affirming, femme safe place that is really purposeful and mindful about like the kind of things we say and allow and it's just like this cool place that, how when you're like kind of anywhere out in public, you kind of have your guards up for like misogyny, just casual misogyny and like homophobia and stuff like that. You're just like reading people's messages or scrolling through Twitter. It's just like you're just like, this is okay. Yeah, that sucks. Sucks. Frick. It's like that space in my community is a place where you can be like, okay.
You've cultivated a home, like literally a home, away from home for most people. That's really sweet.
Yeah, it's
important.
It's awesome. It's like so cheesy and I'm gonna cry, but it's like it's honestly, I'm so proud of it. And I think it empowers other folks in and around the community to have better boundaries, I've heard, to keep their own spaces safer, and to, just like, you see it in someone and then you're like, that can happen. That's a reality that I can see it happening. And that's really important. That's why representation is so important, right? That's why like seeing women on this platform on the front page is so important, because hello, we can do it. Whoop whoop.
Agreed.
Completely. I have to
100%.
say, like, watching you as well, specifically Molly, like you have inspired me to kind of reassess my own boundaries and how I build my space as well. And I think it's like, the more you see other people do it, the more you can consider how you want to run things for yourself and your own community as well. And so if you are surrounded by, I think you put it like, positivity but not toxic positivity, I really like that one, then you kind of curate that for yourself as well. It's almost kind of contagious in a really positive way.
Goddamn right. That's cool. I'm gonna cry. Okay,
sorry.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's so cool.
Sorry, not sorry.
Oh, Molly.
Oh,
Molly, you're so poopy.
Molly.
Quick, say something stupid and derpy.
Sorry.
Say something mean so she doesn't cry.
We cry. Actually, Vic and I say this all the time. Like, we don't say we're sorry for crying.
No, we don't. We're not allowed.
We're not
I
allowed.
cry all the time on stream. I'm like, well,
Yeah, we have
That's just
emotions.
do it. Yeah, I'm a human.
Exactly. It's an emotion you're allowed to. Like, I think a lot of people worry about it, but there's no point. Like, just show it's fine. You're allowed to. I think a couple of years ago you weren't. I mean, people got upset if you ate in stream as well. So
Well, they
I
still
eat on
do,
stream
apparently.
all the time. I literally have
Yeah.
a bowl of popcorn with me as we're chatting.
That's so sneaky. I
Perfection.
didn't notice.
No.
oh, and you got a little thing for it too. Look at that.
Wow.
That's so
Fancy.
cute.
Revolutionary.
That is fancy.
That is perfection. Right there. That's what I need.
Molly's just got a beer.
I had a cup of tea, but it's gone.
My water is gone too.
I've got coffees for
Oh.
this, so that's what I'm doing.
Yep.
Just drinking
Drink
that. So,
water.
well, while we're here, then, Alison, would you like to go ahead and tell us what you're most proud of? Because I definitely haven't asked you this yet, but
Sure.
my brain's fried, so who knows
I
at this
hate
point.
talking about myself.
Well,
I
talk. You've
struggle.
got it. go for it. Because why not? You deserve it.
I know. I just never wanted to come off, as whatever. But I don't know. I'm proud of a lot of things. I'm like, every day there's something to be proud of and something to work towards and that I'm grateful for. And I don't know. We got partner really fast and on the first try, which was wild. It took me
Well done.
6
Heck yeah.
weeks. 6 weeks to hear back in 2022. So I waited a really long time, convinced myself I was getting view botted, and then somehow I was not. And everyone was real who was actually coming to my streams, and I had to accept that. I was like, oh my God, wait, you guys are real and you guys are here, and that's crazy. And we
Love
got
that.
partner in 8 months or something, and just wild. And
It's great. That's so
Um,
cool.
just this week we hit 10,000 followers, so I guess number wise that's
Hey!
cool. And so I was bawling my eyes out this week on stream, and I'm just a girl, but I don't know, I'm really proud of my community too. I love that they come to talk to me, but they also talk to each other. A lot of them are friends outside of stream and they hang out, and I think that's really sweet.
That's so cool.
Because they come in and they're having their own conversations, and I'm like, wait, what are you guys talking about? Fill me in. Because they're all really close and they can come and we can all just hang out. And I wouldn't be here without them, you know, and I owe them a lot. And I love my mod team, my moderators. It's really important to have people you can trust and lean on, and I'm really proud of that team and how we can work together. And of course, also really proud of being with the Women's Guild and here with you ladies today. I'm really fortunate about that. Like, this is a big thing for me, and yeah, really cool. I'm not looking at the chat. I don't want to cry.
Yeah. we feed on your tears. We feed on your tears.
No, I know. But I'm just a very emotional girly with anxiety too, so it's great.
There is nothing wrong with being emotional.
Or the anxiety either.
Yeah, that too. That too.
So Curly, would you like to go ahead on like
Oh,
sort of what you're most proud of in your streaming career?
Yeah. So I guess oh God, there's a lot of things. I'll say I'm really confident. I'm really proud of myself, more importantly, because I've become so much more confident thanks to this platform. I think about when I first started streaming, and I still have a lot of room to grow in that. And similar to kind of what Molly was talking about setting up boundaries and stuff. I think when you set up boundaries, it is a level of confidence in yourself to know what is important. And so being able to do that is something that I've grown to do on stream as well as out in my life. Like, I know that Allison was talking earlier about how she was working within a toxic workspace. I refuse to let people treat me that way, even at work. At work, I have set up boundaries for what I will accept from my coworkers, from everything. And I think that what's been great about Twitch is because I've been able to do that. I've gotten a lot of strength from the amazing women that I've met, the amazing people I've met, like Molly, like Vic, like Queenie, like all of these people. And I just met Allison, but like I know she's amazing already. So I feel very confident about that. But also, you know, I feel like everybody here is saying this. I'm so proud of my community. My community is so supportive of people. We celebrate each other's successes. We boost each other up. There's people in my Discord that chat when I'm not even there just to be like, to boost each other up. And I'm so proud of that. I feel as though you know, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our communities. We wouldn't be doing what we were doing if it wasn't for our communities. We wouldn't be the success that we have without our communities. And I'm very fortunate that I have the success that I have because of my community. I mean, similarly, like I got a partner in under a year, got it in 10 months, but like, it's just, I still can't believe that because I came on this platform. I didn't even think that I wanted to get partner. I was like, it's never going to happen. That's not a thing for me. So it's just kind of crazy to me where everything has transversed, and I'm just proud of the growth and the journey that we've gone through. And I'm excited to see where else this will lead.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, you should be very proud.
Give yourself your credit where credit's due.
Yeah, like, I mean, I think everybody here should definitely agree where, like, while you got to be very thankful for your community. Like, you've definitely cultivated the place where they feel safe and they feel wanted and stuff like that. And it's definitely a credit to that person. And the other thing is, like, the fact that you've got to partner. I think a lot of people can never, you know, they've never been able to get to that, or, you know, they've been trying for years. And if you've done it in a certain amount of time, you should definitely be proud of it, even if it wasn't like intentional. It doesn't matter. It's something to be proud of, right? So that's freaking awesome. Like,
we're to wrap your brain around it and accept it. And I don't know, my friends and I, we always talk about like imposter syndrome. And that's like something that I have, is like actually accepting that this is happening, and like that we are successful here on the platform. And it's crazy. It's major imposter syndrome happening.
Yeah, no, I really suffer with a lot of imposter syndrome, and I think we all do as streamers. I always am like, oh, I have this success is only temporary.
Yeah,
I always say that, and it's almost like a defense mechanism.
Do you know what, the way I've seen it, right? Because I'm old on this platform now, because it's been, that sounds really bad actually, walking stick. No, but it's been 9 years, right?
Old.
And the people I started with aren't here, and I had imposter syndrome for years and years. But I seen partners literally get partner and then disappear, within like the space of a couple months of not being
That
able
is-
to keep there and
That's the
stay,
thing.
and they just die. They just get that hype, and then that's it, and then straight down, right? And that's great
I've
and
seen that
all.
a lot too.
That happens so much, doesn't it? So I think it's another achievement to actually still be around, in a weird way, to be proud of that you're still there. So I think the imposter syndrome, I've always been like, okay, I'm definitely, there's a lot of people bigger than me. There's freaking loads. It's great. That's fantastic for them, you know, type of thing. But why bother with the imposter syndrome? Like, because it's just, there's so many people that literally get it and disappear, and there's no point thinking, you know, I'm not one of them, because we all are, you know. It's like we've got to that achievement. If we're still around, that's fantastic. It's not stable. It's not going to be consistent. But the fact we've got it is, and we're able to continue on that level is definitely something to be proud of, 100%.
That's really cool.
So
That's fair.
no,
That's a
I
good
gotta
way to
say
put it.
that. Yeah, I think that, well, that's, I would say, piggybacking off what you said, that's what I'm sort of proud of. And also the fact that I'm very proud of having an amazing mod team, because when I started, I definitely wouldn't have said that was the case. I think do you know when people ask for mod, on occasions it goes wrong? So I've definitely made a couple of mistakes over the years, or people that have wanted the wrong things for me and my channel, or wanted me to do what they want. And I had to set up a lot of boundaries with that, and it never worked back a long time ago on Twitch, because people were very demanding. And then I realized, okay, over the years, no, I gotta set boundaries up. I gotta make sure that you know, they're aware. And then I found a very, I would not say accepting mod team, but they understand that it's gonna
love
be
it.
fine. So
I love it.
yeah,
Boundaries are
it's so
vision.
important. They're so freaking important.
They are.
100%. 100%. I know, I think somebody's got a shorter period of time than what I thought. So what we'll do is we'll move on to, has everybody answered that question? Did I miss anybody?
Actually, Queenie, I don't have that limit anymore. We're good.
Sweet.
Never
Ah,
mind.
it's okay. Slightly more then. That's okay. Yeah, Simon came up and told
You're
me.
all night.
Oh, fantastic. We're going to be doing this 24 hours. Thanks, guys. It was so
Guys,
fun.
go.
Great.
Okay.
I do have that limit, but not.
Simon came in an hour before this podcast was to happen. He's like, Ro, you got to start 10 minutes early. He's like, you got to start now. And I was like, Simon, there's another hour left to go.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was like, there's another hour left to go. You got the time wrong and everything. He was like, you got to start. I was like, no, it's the wrong time. But
Oh, okay.
he came in panicking, this poor fella.
Poor guy.
Well, then we've got time then. By the way, if anybody does want to ask questions in chat, you can if you at me. I'm not guaranteeing that any will be asked or any will be answered, but if you want to, you can. But we are going to move on to the next question. I always said like they can ask, but yeah, I try not to ask like too many. But if somebody wanted to ask one, if you're like an aspiring streamer, you're welcome to, because we're actually about to go on that question, which is, what advice would you give any woman, or in fact anybody, just maybe even like non-binary, or somebody who wants to start streaming, what advice would you give to them? And I personally, advice wise, I would give to you is, don't put yourself in just one platform. Please, you know, give your time out wisely and maybe spread it out between other things, because you don't know what will hit off on what platform. You may not be suitable for this one. You might be suitable for another. That would be sort of my advice on it, is just please make sure you haven't got your eggs in one basket, because you never know what will happen, or something will go wrong, or, you know, so even the smallest of things, you know, where it's like you do Twitch things and Twitch things disappears, you know. So it's like trying to put all your eggs in one basket. Do something where you're like more than one platform, so you can actually, like, if you have something going wrong, you've got a backup. That's definitely what I would say. So who hasn't started first ever? Is it Molly?
Me?
Yeah. Do you have any
I'll
advice
go.
on aspiring streamers?
Yes, boundaries.
Oh,
There we go.
we're
I
going back
know
to
that
Yep.
it's, I will always just say boundaries. Like I didn't start out with boundaries, and like literally people think if they give you a $5 dono, then you should be like dance, monkey dance, you know, and you get to this feeling of like, you get this sense of like obligation, and then it's like this weird parasocial thing develops, and then you worry about losing your monetization. This person might leave my stream and never donate to me again if I don't like appease them. And so you push yourself outside of your own boundaries, and I think that's not sustainable, and it's really unhealthy for your brain and your heart. And I just think if you know who you are, set your boundaries, keep your boundaries, get people around you like your mods to help you keep your boundaries, other trusted
Mhm.
members in the community to help you keep your boundaries. What I mean by that is like when you're live, it's so hard to like pump the brakes from whatever is happening and be like, hey, bad person in chat, you're being a doo-doo head. Please stop being such a doo-doo head. I don't want to do that, you know? Because
Yeah.
I love that you just said doo-doo head.
I know. That's how I talk, you know. That's how I talk all the time. That's
Yeah,
definitely
that's always
normal
how
for
you
me
talk.
to say that
Yeah.
thing.
I'm taking notes.
I want this to be an okay podcast for Apple or whatever. I don't know what the rules are.
Doo-doo
So,
pod.
yeah, doo-doo, but doo-doo, yeah.
Do
So
that.
yeah, so if you have somebody else in chat who can kind of like run interference for you, or just like,
Mhm.
hey, by the way, you know, like I personally, I don't like to be pet named. I don't like to be called like sweetie or like,
Mm.
hey,
Oh,
beautiful.
I hate
or
that too.
whatever.
Yeah.
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 So there's people in my
Yes.
chat who
Yeah.
will be like, hey, don't, you know, she doesn't like that. It's like in my rules, but nobody reads the rules, let's be honest. But like, you know, just that's
Yeah.
it. That's the biggest thing I think, if I to keep this short and sweet. Boundaries. Know your boundaries first of all. And it's like it's stressful when you start out because you don't know what it looks like for you.
Yes.
You just see other people. And if you see other people kind of having no boundaries but being really wildly successful, you're like, oh, that's what I have to do. I have to also do what they're doing in order to succeed. I have to like, you know, that's what it looks like to me, for me. But you got to know yourself, know your boundaries, set them, keep them. That's it.
That's
Very
it.
much agreed. Very much agreed. My mods answer for me. So if somebody comes says, "All right, love," or "Hello, darling," the mods will answer. But like, yeah, go on, sweetie. They'll take the piss out of the person who's doing it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, good.
Yeah, I 100% I agree with that. Like there has to be boundaries, you know. But I think when you're obviously a woman streaming, you get a little bit more of
Yeah.
that. I've never seen, or like any of my guy friends that stream, I've never went into their channel and somebody saying, "Hello, sweetie, how are you today?"
Me
It's like,
neither.
you don't see
Weird.
that.
Weird.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's like, yeah, it's like
Uh.
it definitely doesn't happen. But actually, I might start doing that. See what happens. If anybody notices, see if they notice. We have. Did you play with Morph, Molly? No, you didn't.
I don't think so.
No, Nathan Company. No, we have Morph, and it's Kiki who played with him. Oh my god, that was the funniest thing ever. Those two opposites, complete opposites. It was great. She was winding him up all day, putting him out of his comfort zone. But I might go in and do that to annoy him because he's very straight-laced, so that would be so funny. But yeah, that's definitely
God.
it's definitely quite boundaries is very important.
Oh, we're
completely
giving
agree with
chat
that.
really good ideas. That's great.
Oh,
Don't do
God.
that.
Never a good idea.
Do you know what I do? I direct it on to my husband. So my chat flirts with my husband more than they flirt with me.
Oh Lord, that's awesome.
Oh. Funny enough, mine do too, but they ask him for OnlyFans all the time. So yeah, it's disturbing.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. We had a booty emote because of Simon. So they used to be. I used to have back in like 9 years ago. We had this woman. We used to have a roof cam, and we had this woman called Daisy, and she used to come in and try and look to see what underwear Simon was wearing that day, because you know, like a big fella, he doesn't pull his pants up enough, type of thing. So she used to come
sorry,
in. She'd be
what?
like, yeah, no, every day she would be like, oh, he's wearing these pants today, and I'm like. Fuck, Jesus Christ. So it was a big, huge meme. So that's why we had a booty emote for that one woman. Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, that's the rainbow one.
It's the other one. See the blue booty?
That's
You can see
Uh-huh.
a red line. That's
This
actually,
one?
yeah.
Oh wait, I can see the pants. Is that the pants?
There's
Oh,
a
no,
lot
yeah,
of
I see it.
booties in the chat.
There's
Yeah,
a lot.
sorry.
You've got a lot of booty emotes.
A
So
lot of booty.
It was a problem for a while. So we kept adding
Wow,
them.
like there's so many.
We kept-
booty for every occasion.
it was a thing. And then I had to add one because it was a bit weird that was only Simon's butts. So I added one. And then there's another one. There's a Christmas booty that they've got, and they got really upset in January when I had to take it off, like take off the Christmas booty, and they were like, "No,
Oh
no,
my
keep
God.
it."
Love the holiday version.
Yeah, they had a holiday, a Christmas pant version. So
Oh my gosh.
it's a long story, but yeah, it's continued on from this one woman. She's actually passed away now, sadly. She was a really nice girl, but yeah, she's we've kept it on, we've kept it going since all the way then. So yeah, it's an old meme at this point. But I definitely agree. Like, if you can put it on somebody else just for the memes, it sort of really works. It really works. Husband or mod, it's just for the fun of it.
Yep.
Or if somebody comes in and asks to date you, I have a lovely mod Zach who we try to set up with anybody in chats just for funs of it, and he's like, "Why are you running away from me?" And it's just that they stop. I'm telling you, it really puts them off. So it works, Steph, 100%. Well, before they keep spamming ass emotes, because they'll do it all day, and then they'll find collections of other people's. I'm surprised you all don't have ass emotes actually. You'll probably find them now.
The tortoises, though. I have to get a tortoise, but I don't know.
I had a tortoise emote as well. I drew on Microsoft Paint. It's been removed, but
Oh.
yeah, believe me, removed it. I made Microsoft Paint emotes, and they keep getting removed. So,
Who's got the
oh god,
foot
who's got
emote?
foot emote? That's gonna be
God.
a
Be away.
Oh,
That's gonna be a
God.
Tarkov streamer. Oh my god.
That's terrifying.
Oh, who are we on? Curly, you haven't gone yet, have you?
Oh,
What
I
advice
have
would you give
not.
an aspiring streamer?
I would say play a game that you're comfortable with if you want to start gaming, which is something I did not do. And I think there's a lot of moving pieces when you start streaming. So start with something that is comfortable to you. But also have a really, really good mod team. Like really
Yes.
focus on connecting with your mod team. And when we say that, kind of mirroring what Queenie had already said, don't ever put in somebody who's asking to be a mod. Find people that you want to be a mod.
Gotta
Yeah,
vibe
don't-
check them.
Yeah.
Hard vibe check.
Hard vibe check.
Don't find crazies. It's fine. It'll happen, but just try not to, because it does happen.
I've only been on this platform for 2 years, not even 2 years yet, and I have dealt with people.
Already?
Doggy.
He wants my popcorn.
Oh.
But no, you can, I definitely have had people who've already caused drama who were former mods.
Yeah.
It happens. You can't avoid it. I think it's just rite of passage. Rite of passage? Passage? Jesus Christ. Package.
that package.
Yeah. It's rite of passage. You'll get it at least once, you know?
Yes.
It's just part of it. Or at least once a year, I think. It's a yearly checklist of who is it?
Yeah, it is probably a yearly checklist.
Two puppers.
I do.
Oh!
They're so cute.
Australian Shepherd?
This is Zephyr, yes, and this is Ember. They're both mini Aussies.
Aww.
Little.
Look at them. They're like, wait, you know what? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you up to? Like, tell us. Give us the details.
They want my popcorn. They're here to get my popcorn. You guys can't eat popcorn. He's like, they don't have tails, so he's wagging his nub, and he's like,
Aw.
man. Do you want to
That's
say
so
hi?
sweet.
I can't give you popcorn, but you can say hi.
Oh,
Oh.
look at him.
Beautiful.
Wait, how old is he? Or she?
He is 5.
Oh.
But I know he's too pretty.
Aw.
He looks like a girl. He gets that a lot, don't you?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, he is very
so
pretty.
soft.
See, I'm a cat person, but that is a very cute dog.
He's the best. He's the sweetest.
Very sweet. He looks very
You
cuddly.
cannot have my popcorn though. I'm sorry. I love you. She's terrified of cameras, so she won't come onto the stream.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
I actually have a shy emote specifically for her because she is because she hides from streams.
Oh,
that's adorable.
I'm so sweet. Wait, so do we all have a pet, don't we? Then at this point,
Yeah, I think so.
Plants.
But
Plants.
but you don't have a pet. You just plants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just put googly eyes on them, and then
googly
Then they become
eyes.
then they become like sentient. So there we go. That's what I do. I put little eyes on them.
Wait, does your wall have eyes on it?
My wall.
No.
Well, I know I have a park, but I could do that.
Oh god.
Put
mean,
them in the
they've got-
plants on the wall.
They've got nano leaves behind them, so they glow, so it's fine. But like, you could probably do eyes.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna put
You
eyes
have
on them
eyes staring at you while you're streaming.
Well, we have
Not that,
eyes
that
on.
doesn't already happen anyway.
That's
when
true.
We're actually streaming. But... Sorry.
Ooh.
Oh, he's like, give me popcorn. That's exactly what that is. I can see you eating it. Give me it. That's very cute. I got a pug, and he's like, I feel like he's half cat, half dog, but pretty still useless. He's still they can't really do either. Like they need he's got the attitude of a cat, but the the neediness of a dog. So it's an in between. So they're cute, but I mean he's like half in a wheelchair as well. So he's cute. He's a really good dog. There you go. There's the pun of the day.
You're gonna stare at me the rest of the stream until I finish my popcorn.
Oh. Actually, Alison, I haven't asked you yet, have I? Do you have any new creator advice that you would give out for any
Yeah.
women aspiring streamers?
Yeah, advice I give all the times that you don't need the craziest, most expensive, cool setup, stream equipment to start. I streamed for 10 months on an iMac, and I had a $30 capture card, and I had a monitor off of Facebook Marketplace stacked on my grad school textbooks.
Heck yeah.
And that's what I streamed on. Yeah. I got Twitch partner on an iMac, so you can do anything on
Suck it!
any equipment. And of course now I have this incredible PC setup with monitors and an actual camera, because the camera I used was the camera that came in the iMac, but it
That's
still
awesome.
looked pretty good. So yeah, you do not need all of the big fancy equipment to start streaming or making TikToks or YouTube or whatever. I think I bought my $30 capture card. OBS was free. The alerts were free. I think I bought my microphone a week or two later. So my first stream was so scuffed because I had my AirPods in, and so my audio was being picked up from my AirPods, and it sounded like I was underwater. And then my AirPods died, and then I sounded better, and so I didn't even use a microphone for a while. And then that was like the first big purchase I made. And so yeah, you don't need all the fancy equipment to start streaming. You can buy it over time, or you can buy it used, or yeah, because I did a lot on very little. So that would be my big thing. And the mod team. Vibe check your mods. Even though one of my mods vibe checked me. Calling you out, Jackie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, she came in, she's like, I had to vibe check you. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, having a mod team and your support group is really important, and even setting boundaries with your mods, so then they know
Yes.
what boundaries to then use for you, and they have to make sure they understand and respect you. And yeah, that's my biggest advice. Oh, and networking is great and free.
Yes.
So like for a whole year I did a lot of networking and being around streamers, actually genuine networking, but I can usually tell when it's not genuine. But networking does a lot, and it's really helpful. So going to events like TwitchCon and all of that is really cool. But you can do networking not going to big events too, but I do that in architecture as well. Networking is huge to me. I love it. So it's another thing you can do.
You literally make friends through it as well. So
Yep.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
you don't really want to be lonely Twitch streaming.
No.
Really, you really
No.
don't. It can get lonely. You
Yeah,
get really
no.
lonely.
I can't.
Definitely agree with that. Oh,
And,
what
like,
camera did you
conventions are
choose? in the
Great
end?
places, I think, to like meet. Like, if you do want to, like, meet your other streamer friends, meet your community, it's like a safe place that you can do that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, because then there's like security and everything else. We really need it.
Yeah.
So that's true. What camera did you go for in the end, Alison?
Yeah, I remember
What'd
you were
get?
helping me. I did when I moved from my iMac to a PC, I got an Elgato webcam, and then it was giving me issues,
yeah.
and so then I got a Panasonic Lumix G7 or
Yes.
something, and a Sigma lens. Yeah, very fancy for me. I was like, wow, like,
Looks so
and I love
good.
it. Thank
Looks
you.
so Yeah.
Thank you. That's very kind.
Oh, speaking of
Um,
the Sigma lens, sign up to its extended warranty on its website, because mine broke twice in the last year.
Oh,
So just in case.
Okay. I'll look into that. I saved all the boxes.
Good. Yeah, it's worth it. save it because it will break. It will break. It's the only one I've really had an issue with because I've got
Really?
4 of them, but it's still, it still went because it's the one I used the most. So the motor in it went, and also the focus with the motor as well as something else in it that went. So yeah, just in case, because I'm like, I've recommended that, and I've just realized, yeah, it's broken me twice in the last year, but it's 3 years old, so
Dang. Yeah, it's doing okay so far. I mean, but also I didn't get a real camera until a year and a half in. So like I said, you don't need all the greatest things. As long as you're enjoying the game and enjoying yourself, people will find you. People will come to you.
agreed. I completely agreed, and it's right though, because it's like, yeah, you'll
The energy
get
you put out, you'll get back.
you build.
And
Mhm.
I just to add on to what Allison said real quick, the opposite is also true. Just because you have all the fancy equipment doesn't mean you're gonna necessarily succeed. You have
Yeah.
to. It's like
Yeah.
it's a whole package.
Very true.
Yep.
Yeah. It doesn't suit everybody, I think. I don't think every personality or every type of person is suited for Twitch. It isn't for everybody. I really don't. I think especially
Agree.
people who want or need to have financial stability or anything like that, those type of people are not suited for Twitch because it makes it worse for them because then they get into some type of like crazy, anxiety inducing hole of panic. And I definitely don't think that would be the right thing for them to do for their own mental health. So yeah, I think it's great to start and try it, but yeah, just don't go out and buy a whole lot of
Easy to
stuff.
get into your head as a
Exactly.
streamer.
So easy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and you hurt yourself from it. It's not worth it. Is it anybody? Did you answer that, Miss Madams?
No,
You the
no.
first?
I mean, I agree with everything everybody said. Really, something I found really useful as a new streamer and growing is to have a schedule, even if you can only stream once or twice a week. Like if you have regular days and regular times at which you stream, people will know where to find you, and I think that's really important. Starting out, and even 3 years down the line, it's also really important.
Agreed.
Yeah, and
Agreed.
like if you're worried, I'm worried I'm not going to have the time to like stream as often as I want. That's okay. Like even if you can just do 2 like streams a week that are like 3 hours, just try and make sure. Even if you're going to start a bit late, sometimes that's okay. Communicate to your community. Have a Discord. Have an announcement channel. You can say, hey guys, just running 10 minutes late. But if you have those same days and same times, people know where to find you. And in a way, I kind of see what I do. I tend to stream. Like I do stream at 1 o'clock GMT, which is UK kind of middle of the day. It is East Coast are just waking up very early, West Coast, and it tends to catch a lot of people who are lurking and working. So I almost kind of see what I do as a very chill, kind of almost like a radio show kind of vibe, where people know that they can like log on at the same time on these days, and they're going to find me there doing my thing.
Yeah, consistency. Consistency is really helpful and it's key. And like you said, they won't need to look at Discord, or they'll kind of know your stream
just
schedule. Like, I
know.
have
Yeah.
all of my friends' stream schedules memorized. I don't even like look. I just know. Like,
Allie's going to be on tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, sometimes things happen that are out of our control
yeah.
and we have to change things. Again, like communication is just really important in that sense. And Discord is free. And I think like it's one of my most valuable tools to connect with my community. And like something that I'm like really proud of as well is now that like, I mean, I check on my Discord all the time and I'm always involved in it. But on the days where I feel like I want to disconnect a bit, I'll like check in the next day and they've all been like chatting together and gaming together. And I don't know, it feels so nice to bring
So
people
great.
together,
Yeah, Discord's awesome.
those similar interests. And I want to just kind of extend on what Molly was saying about the importance of boundaries as well. The sooner you can set those in place, the better. And I think it could be a really scary thing, especially when you first start out. There's kind of an impression of, I'm really small, it doesn't really matter so much now, I don't need to worry about those things till I'm a bit bigger. No, set them in place early, because if you set those boundaries in place, you will attract the type of company that you want to keep.
Yep.
And you will build that
Yes.
community,
Preach.
people you want from
Agreed.
the get-go. It's so important. And I feel like I didn't set my boundaries till a bit later. I'm quite good at it now, but back in the day I was terrible, and
Oh
it
yeah.
caused me a lot of mental stress. So yeah, get that in there in the get-go. Don't be afraid, and the more you practice those boundaries, and the better place you'll create for your community, and the better you will feel in the long run, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally agree.
100% on that. It's fantastic advice as well. Like, it's weird to say this because I don't think like a long time ago, like the boundaries thing didn't really exist on Twitch. Like it just didn't. People didn't understand or realize or like, figure out how important that was. And now it's like everybody's starting to realize, okay, so I mean, boundaries, there's a reason why they exist, and it's for everybody's mental health.
Yeah.
But it's also like, not every community is going to be for you. Not every channel is going to be for you. That's just how it works, like don't expect it to be, or don't expect to go to one place and it be the exact same as the others, or, some places are family friendly, some places are brand friendly, some places are just, you can talk about anything or talk about your day. And some places don't allow trauma dumping. Some places, are allowed to talk freely. Everything's different. And I think that's why, Twitch is great, but at the same time, it can be very much like figure them out, figure out what you want as your channel, and just go through that. And what we'll do is we'll end it with a very light-hearted one of a question, which is, if you could live in any game world, what would it be? Curly, you want to go ahead? So I'm sure it's Elden Ring, right? With the keyboard and mouse. It's the first thing, obviously.
You know what the weird thing is? And I feel like this is probably an awful place to live in, but I would love to live in Night City. I don't know why. I just love the fashion.
Really?
I love cyberpunk. I
suppose.
think the fashion is so cool.
I have to look it up.
That's a good point. Yeah, do you know what? I agree with the fashion and the fact that you can, you can make anything mechanical.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I want some cybernetic legs. Come on.
Oh, have you done the mission with Jesse Cox in it?
Oh, yes, I did. Yes,
Oh,
I
okay.
did.
That's
He
all right.
blew up. It was hilarious.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And you know what the
Spoilers.
worst part is? He actually raided me. And then I did that mission.
Oh,
Oh, that's so funny. That's
Timing, right? Oh my goodness.
dude. Yep.
So yes, I did. It
Yep.
was fun.
That was great. I was like, somebody told me to do it in the chat, and I was like, okay, all right, I'll go and have this mission and find it. I was like, right, so that part of him blew up. Okay, yeah, right, great, fantastic. He's got a robot's peen. That's fantastic, and it's not working anymore. Okay, that's fantastic.
I did it again. I reloaded and I actually was successful in the game. But I was laughing the whole time.
The camera never knows how to focus on me. Never focus.
I think it's got it now. Oh, and it's not focused.
No. I don't know. I don't know how to focus my camera. There we go.
It's back.
There you go.
It's back. Well, just in case it unfocuses again, then what about you? What game world would you want to be in? Alison?
Me, probably Stardew Valley Pelican Town, because pretty much everyone is romanceable and they're all cute, and you have all of your stores that you need there. You have different areas. You can go fishing, you can go farming, you can also be cute, you can romance 10 people at once, you can wear a trash can hat. There's some drama. But probably Stardew Valley Pelican Town. Yeah. It's just cozy, but also dramatic if you want it to be.
That's a good point. That's a good point. A lot of options there.
Lots of options. Yeah.
Miss Fantabs, what about you? What game world would you love to be in?
Well, it's probably going to be Ark. Not because it's the game I've got the most hours in, but simply because there are dinosaurs, and I don't know. I think it's really cool to be in a world.
Don't
of
forget to
dinosaurs.
show your onesie.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah,
Show
no,
your
yeah.
onesie.
Oh, let's see it.
Can you ride the dinosaurs or?
Yeah,
we
you
can. Yeah, in
them.
ours
That's
too.
what's so cool about it.
The
cool.
best.
You
Oh my
can
God.
ride them. And the thing is, if you die, then you just respawn anyway. So it's not like you've got to be worried about being eaten. It's just like, okay, it's fine. I can just do this all again.
That's my first question.
And then
Can
eventually you
ride
get like
it?
a fantasy because the game is a mixture of sci-fi and prehistoric as well. And so you eventually advance, take on the bosses, and unlock a bunch of tech gear, and you can have this tech suit and then fly around as well. So
amazing.
I think that would be pretty cool.
Oh, have you seen
Yeah.
the cartoon?
Love that.
Have you seen the Ark cartoon that's coming
It's
out?
actually I was kind of worried
Excited.
about how it might turn out. It is really good.
Yeah, it looks like Avatar Korra.
Yeah,
style.
I would highly recommend giving it a watch. It's very well thought out. It isn't completely accurate to the game lore because they had to change some of the character
Yeah.
arcs. Not going to spoil anything for anybody. Had to change some of the character arcs naturally to fit it into a TV series. But if you get the opportunity to watch it, do watch the Arc animated series. It is really very good. Yeah.
It looks really good. We watched the trailer yesterday, and I was like, "How has nobody heard of this? How is this? They have no
Oh, they didn't market it,
marketing
that's
budget." Yeah, Nothing. And
Surprise!
nobody would take it up, bar Paramount. For some reason, Netflix wouldn't take it, and you're like,
yeah.
but
They
Netflix
cut
had
back on there.
Arcane. It's
Yeah,
made
they
me
cut back
sense.
on a lot of animated stuff, didn't they? So
Yeah.
Oh, it's on
just a bad
Paramount.
thing.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Paramount, weirdly, and it looks very much like Avatar Korra in the characters' designs and stuff. Like all of them look very similar to what it would be in like any of the Avatar series. More Korra than Aang, but yeah, it looks really good. So I'm gonna watch it 100%. I haven't watched it yet, but the fact that Miss Madame said it's good, I'm gonna watch
you'll
it.
have to
now.
watch it and tell me what you think. Oh, but I bet you hate it now, and then I'll be like, oh.
I heard you have to bring tissues. I heard you have to bring tissues.
Oh wait, is it one you'd cry at?
It's
Or-
yeah.
Were you just saying that for me, Vic? Wait.
No,
is that-
I cried too.
Oh,
I
okay.
cried. I
okay,
cried.
Vic cried.
I haven't cried at any animation things, you know, even like Bambi and stuff. So I don't think I think I'll be fine. Don't worry. Like it's.
Oh,
Maybe you will
wow.
be all right.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Or
I
this
think
will
I'll
be
be
the
okay.
one that makes you cry.
It could
be
be.
it.
This could be the one. This is it. So I'll wait and
This
see.
is the one.
Molly, would you like to go ahead then?
Yeah,
what
I
game
don't,
or would
like-
you want to?
I have indecision. I have decision paralysis. Okay.
Oh,
Because like I would say Nightingale. I think
Oh, that's a
probably
good one.
okay.
Okay.
because Nightingale is like a fabulous, beautiful, richly textured, Victorian design and world, but it's also like the Fey realms and realm travel and mystical creatures and
Mm.
you could live wherever you wanted to, in the middle of the swamps if you wanted to, or in this beautiful forest. Like you never know, you could do anything. I don't know
Did you
about
say the Fae?
romancing everybody though. Yeah,
The
Fae.
Fae?
Fae, yeah,
Maybe I'll have to
Romance
play it.
it's amazing.
It's really pretty. You should
I
try
love
it.
anything with Fae.
amazing.
You'd like it. It's really
like,
good.
It's like
You would
playing
really
in a
like it,
novel.
Allison.
It's amazing.
It is
Yeah.
like playing in a novel. It really is
Yeah,
so cool.
You should try it.
How do I download it?
Steam.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Steam one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll
And
have to
it's
look into it.
it's so cool. Yeah, and there's actually a bunch of literary characters in the game as well that are like
Mhm.
part of the lore.
Yeah.
Oh, love some lore.
Yeah.
And you can have recruitable NPCs that do random stuff and stand on fires and things. They're very good. They're
mess
very
up
funny.
mess up your whole entire screenshot every time.
Or break
Every time.
Or
That's
break
funny.
trees. Break down trees
Molly.
next to your base and then destroy it.
It's not that
Yeah.
expensive. That's nice. It's
Oh yeah.
so
it's-
many
it's
good
cheap.
early access games coming out for such good prices at the moment.
Really
So
are.
good.
There
there's
is.
a lot of fun updates and
And there's quadruple A's that are £75 that are awful.
Quadruple A.
Quadruple
A's.
A.
I couldn't
Well,
believe
okay.
it.
Well, my other one I was gonna say Project Zomboid, but that one didn't-
Why?
because
Why?
I don't know, because I love the game so much. Because I was like,
Yes.
what game do I
I
love?
want to live with zombies.
But you don't want to
would-
live in that life, I don't think. I
You
wouldn't
literally
want that.
die. Like that is
That's the
Yeah,
whole
that's the
game.
point.
From a death
Well,
thing.
that's real life though, Curly.
There's not zombies outside trying to kill me.
We're just here, and this is
Living
the
on
story
the
of how we
edge.
died. Okay, that's just like today.
There's no zombies outside trying to kill me.
Thing
No,
is, Molly
thank
would.
you.
I don't know where
Because
Molly
she's
lives, but I'm
sugar.
concerned. It's this ain't going well, Molly. In fact, you know what? I don't know. Yeah, you're Lisbon, right? There's no zombies there. At
It's
least.
okay. There's no zombies here.
Maybe there is. Is
Yeah.
there?
Yet. I hope.
Oh,
I don't want to
yeah,
go where
okay.
anywhere where Molly is now. I don't.
I'll see you at TwitchCon.
Yeah. Somebody's asked the question, which I will quickly ask. Anybody wants to answer this one? You're certainly welcome to. What's the best part of being a streamer? Curly, go.
Community.
There you go. Community. Miss Madams,
Community.
you would say
100%.
community too, Molly.
Yeah.
I'm here to play video games for a living. It's so easy.
How's that supposed to be?
to just play
Who's
games
that impression of?
and get paid.
You're impersonating a male.
That's an esports pro right there.
Right here,
We'll
yeah.
find them. FIFA Pro.
That's right.
Perfect. Alison, what about you? You say community or was it something else?
Yeah, community and just I love learning about what other people do because I'm so used to like architecture and what I do. I think it's fun to learn about people and be around and be with people because being in the pandemic, like I'm not out and about all the time, and
Yeah.
like so yeah, the sense of community and really friendships are really cool, and networking. But
Third spaces. It's like it's a third space. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Agreed.
really cool.
Agreed. And I think on that, I'll just quickly answer what the place I would live in would be either BattleBits to troll people in, or Stardew because it's quite cute. I think that's the two that I would.
And you can
I would go
romance
to-
everyone.
Exactly. A bar Shane because he's miserable, but the rest of them is fine. It's fine. There's I've noticed there's a big community about Shane because he's like honestly he's fucking miserable. But there's that I can change him community.
Oh,
That
yes.
one
Oh.
character.
For Shane, yes, I can
Yeah.
change him.
Yeah.
Mhm. I won't be
Full
doing
on
that.
thing. No.
Don't have time for that. No.
Was
can
this
stay
a
being
mean?
miserable.
Is this a character from Stardew? I haven't
Yeah.
played.
Yeah. He's
Uh-huh.
so miserable. He literally says, "Why are you talking to me?" Like every single time, like something miserable.
Mhm.
And his favorite like is beer. So you just give him beer to befriend him. So you're like, oh no, there's this guy.
But
It's
his
this guy.
backstory, though.
Oh, I
Yeah,
can't remember his
yeah.
backstory.
It is sad.
it is sad.
And even if you
Oh,
don't want to
mm.
romance him, just be his friend and he'll give you a blue chicken.
He does give you blue
A
chicken.
blue chicken?
Yeah.
Spoiler, what?
Oh, sorry, was that a spoiler?
Yes.
Wow.
A lot of my community, they love Harvey.
I'm sorry.
Gotta give me some
Abigail.
romance.
Abigail's my favorite.
Who eats rocks? Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep, she
That's
eats
what-
rocks.
That sounds so crazy, but yeah, that's the one. That's the one. So, I think I mean that's a great ending right there. On that on that note,
Amazing.
on that
She
note
is
with the
rocks.
She
Amazing.
eats rocks.
yeah. Exactly. So, guys, that is the end of the stream. So, what we're going to do then, we're going to go round everybody and we'll just figure out where we can find you guys, what social channels you've got. We're going to shout out everybody in turn. Alison, would you like to go first this time?
Oh, sure. I'm Allison. You can find me on twitch.tv/Allison. And on Twitter, I'm Allison TTV. I'm also on TikTok with my cursed content.
Yeah. That's amazing. I'm
I
following
say
you
so.
right now.
Yeah,
I'm
I was gonna say that
sorry.
makes me want to
That's
click
like-
right now.
Yeah.
You might hear some weird things over there, but I'm just a
Easy.
girl,
Easy
so
follow. Easy.
thank you. And thank you for
Perfection.
having me. I had a blast.
Thank you so much for being on. And we'll do it in anti-clockwise. I don't know what way we're going. Yeah, clockwise actually. Molly, would you like to go ahead next?
Oh, it is. I was gonna say counterclockwise too. Yeah. Hi. Yes. You can find me on twitch.tv/MollyBerry. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, I'm also on YouTube. I know it's weird. My account is from 2007, and this person has Molly Berry, and they've been name camping it for forever. But
no.
it's Molly Berry video. It's the worst. The worst. I will.
How
yeah.
dare.
I'm so sorry.
Wait, which one's
mean,
that?
Molly Berry video or at the Molly Berry. It's the worst. Can I put a link in your chat?
Yeah,
I'll
go
do
for it.
Okay. Anyway, I'm a baby YouTuber, so you know. But my account is very old.
$5 for
But
the name.
I've reached out, I've done the things, but it doesn't work. Anyway, yeah, I'm my content on TikTok is kind of, it's just me doing the face things, you know, where you like do the things. That's it. Don't follow me.
I'm convinced.
But
So
yeah,
cute.
I'm on Twitch is my main jam, and YouTube, and that's it. And you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for having us. It's been so fun. You guys are the best.
Thank you so much. And Curly, would you like to go ahead because I think you need to run soon.
Sure. I actually do need to run. I'm so sorry. You can actually find me at Curly's at twitch.tv/Curly. I'm also on all of the different socials, but you'll see a lot of them with Curly ballerina or Curly dancer. Long story, but no. But thank you guys so much for being here. Yeah, I do actually need to run. I apologize.
You are allowed to
I
run.
gotta go and do it. I'm allowed to run. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Alright.
you're allowed to run.
But
Thank you so
guys.
much.
Thank you for everything.
Bye, Curly.
Bye,
Curly. You're
Bye,
amazing.
chat. You guys are
Bye.
amazing. Okay, bye.
Miss
Bye.
Tabs.
Bye.
Would you like
Okay,
to go
bye.
ahead? You hear the dogs telling her off, like, get off right now. Go ahead, Miss Madams, where to find you?
You can maybe find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/MissVidams. I'm also, I do a lot of art content on YouTube, variety stuff on Twitch. I have a Twitter, I have a TikTok. TikTok I'm a bit sporadic with, but I post clips and silly things when I can. Yeah.
No, thank you so much. Honestly, guys, thank you so much for being here. And I will be linking you out throughout that. This is 14th podcast. It's still somehow going pretty well so far, but thank you so much for joining. Your communities are freaking insane. They've been really awesome in chat, spawning like loads of cute emotes. It's very sweet. There you go. Started them already. They're already starting. So thank you so much, guys. And I'll see you off stream or see you in your streams.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll see you guys.
Thank you
so much, guys.
Bye.
See you in a bit. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh dear, I was like, wait, I better leave the conversation. Guys, that is the 14th PJ podcast over. And thank you so much to every single person for joining. Alison, Curly, Molly, and Miss Madams. Like, honestly, fantastic podcast. Thank you so much for just jumping on, chilling out with us, and celebrating Women's History Month with us. And shout out to Twitch as well for giving us the front page slot. I appreciate it, guys.